Jewishness.
No.
Yeah, come on.
No.
Be honest. Be honest for a second. You didn't like Lisa Glassberg.
Well, I switched it like
Come on, why else would you-
1990 when I started at the hip-hop station.
Yeah, exactly.
It just felt better, felt right.
Because you had an all-black station.
People couldn't pronounce it. They didn't know how to spell
Glassberg
it.
is easy to pronounce.
With one S, and they thought it was with an S. With
Who can't? I bet you I could give 1 million people Lisa Glassberg on a piece of paper, and they would say it right every time. That's an easy
it was
name.
Blasberg. Everyone got it wrong.
How about Nice Assberg?
Yeah, that I like.
So you changed your name because you were at an all-black station and being a Jew wasn't cool.
No, I just felt for
Tell
the
the truth.
time.
Tell the
I am
truth.
telling the truth. For
Lisa,
the time, I
come
felt
on.
it was right. I felt it. It just.
You were ashamed.
I was not ashamed.
Yeah.
No,
How dare
everyone knows
you.
I'm Jewish.
No, not everyone knows. At the black
Look at
station,
you. You don't
they
even
know.
go to temple.
I'm not.
got to do
What's
with
that got to do with anything?
He admits he's
I'm
not
Howard
religious.
Stern on the air,
He says he's not religious.
and I admit I'm
If
embarrassed
he
to be
goes to
Jewish.
temple, what does that mean?
What?
Sure,
being a hypocrite.
I've said on the air for years I'm half Jewish. You?
What?
Who's
No.
a whole Jew?
Yeah, that's
Actually, I
right.
just wanted to make fun of Jesus, so I had to say I was half Jewish. I had a reason.
Who exactly is not the Jew here?
Lisa G is hiding your Jewishness.
No, it's not. I think it probably brings more attention to it. She's Jewish.
No, it doesn't. Nobody would know.
It could be Italian. A lot of
Lisa
people
Jew
like
would
Joey
make
G.
it sound like you were Jewish.
What, Robin?
Lisa G would make it obvious. Lisa Jew would make it
Lisa
obvious
Jew is
that
a good
you were a
name.
Jew.
No,
I
G-
think we're changing your name now to Lisa Jew.
I like that. DJ
would take
Jazzy
it.
Jew.
No, you know why I like Jew Simmons?
No,
God.
Lisa Jew. From now on, the new name, Lisa Jew. No more Lisa Jew.
I'll have to go see Defiance. I'll have to go see all those
Right.
movies now.
You dirty heeb.
Did you sob on the air when you
Yes,
left?
I did.
You did. Which station?
Hot 97.
Why did you sob?
They let
on-
us go.
You and Dr. Dre and Ed
They
Lover,
broke us up.
and you cried on the air.
Who didn't that day in New York?
I don't think I have the tape. I could try and
come
get
on.
it.
You gotta get it.
What fan of radio didn't cry that day, Lisa?
Please, someone.
We're all superstars. I think they're going to give me a chance.
What did you say? Do you remember?
I have the newspaper clipping. Someone heard it. I guess David Hinckley wrote about it. That
Oh,
I
it must
cried.
be great.
Yeah, I'll try and find it. I have a lot of tape from there.
Yeah, you find all the tapes from there. I got.
I got it at my desk.
Good. Bring them in.
Please, somebody.
You want to hear my first tape?
America, give
That's
me a
funny.
chance,
When I'm
please.
17. Oh my God.
If
You never
wanna-
heard that.
If you want to play it for me, then you think it's good.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God. I have such a thick Long Island accent. Oh my God.
Well,
I was in high school.
let's see.
Is there anything that I'm not annoying with?
Yeah. Why she might not be annoying. She's a fixture in the #1 media market of New York City. That's true.
It's nice.
She's too good looking for radio. She's quick-witted and rolls with the punches from the rap community to the Stern fans.
Quick-witted.
That's what they say here. Along with George Flowers.
George Flowers.
Along with George Flowers, she was the first person to speak with Howard Stern on Sirius Radio. They
George was quick-witted.
She's beloved for making and sharing desserts with her coworkers and friends. Her potato salad recipe appeared in the newspaper. She says proudly that she is not related to Kenny G. What else? She won Billboard's Air Personality of the Year award. Is that true? Your air person? You were Billboard's Air Personality of the Year award?
With Ed and Drea.
You were up against me and you won that?
I say you were probably in a different category because you were syndicated, right?
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't like that.
We were syndicated too for a little bit.
She plays a violin. They say that's not annoying. I find that annoying.
Why is that annoying?
And she was a cheerleader. They say that's not annoying.
That's annoying.
All right, there you go. Do you want to do any news while we got you here?
Sure.
Go ahead. Total loser.
He's a total loser, a total douche. He'll always be a douche. We could have went somewhere else and got twice as drunk, twice as sloppy fucking drunk for half the fucking price. So fuck you. You had to promote a bar that was losing money so you could impress your fucking douche boss. I don't give a shit about you or any of your fucking douchebag friends. So fuck off.
Fuck you.
Douche.
So why did you talk to
When
Gorilla?
she calls you a douche, it is like it cuts through you like a hot machete through butter.
Douche. I said, do people come up to you and say douche? He said, no. Douche. People come up to him and say top shelf liquor that they insert.
Top shelf liquor.
Top shelf.
Douche.
My boss. Do you think my boss can just afford to give you top shelf liquor? And my boss give you top shelf liquor.
You know what, Grillo? Why don't you top shelf liquor? No, these are interns. They make no money, and you know they make no money because you were a 7-year intern.
Well,
you're a wannabe. You wannabe.
I offered you dinner.
I gotta play it. I'm
you
sorry.
Wannabe.
I gotta play it.
Yeah.
What page is that? Anybody know?
Page funny. Page funny as fuck.
Page, that's the best bit ever played on the air.
It might
Page.
be. It might.
Let's see.
It's Gary, page 1, far right column in white.
Okay, I'll give you one.
None of us will go back there, so you take that credit, Grillo. You take that fucking credit and you wear it like a badge of honor. Talk about what, you piece of shit?
How you use fucking Howard's name to fucking threaten people?
I didn't use Howard's name for anything.
Well, wait till we get on the air and we'll see how this goes.
I didn't say that to anyone, Grillo. You know what? It's just another lie about you clearing out a fucking packed house for my 10 interns because we were the only fucking people in the bar that... You didn't cover shit. I didn't... You know what, Grillo? You didn't do anything nice for anyone because you're a fucking selfish, low...
When you do your impression, I should just be in the background doing this.
Knows that these guys don't make any money to sit and take advantage of them and not even buy a single fucking buyback. Oh, I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to buy you Ace shots. Whatever. Grillo, then you shouldn't have made an offer you couldn't stand up to because we could have gone to the play right down the street and spent a third of that fucking money and had twice as many drinks. We all walked 5 fucking avenues and blocks in the rain to come to some bar that you needed to promote to keep your fucking job. When we could have gone down the street and drank for a third of the money and been treated a lot better. You're full of shit. You made empty promises that you were not willing to come through on. So I don't want to fucking hear it. I don't want to hear it. You're full of shit. You're a fucking piece of crap. That's why you were a 7-year intern. And all that fucking time, all you do is tend the bar.
7-year intern.
Fuck you.
But you can't even hear Grillo, you know?
Just go to your neutral corner and cover up, man. That's all you hope she fucking tires out.
Hurricane Tracy.
It's like, no. Is she tired yet?
She's definitely sticking up for them.
Eric, how I fucking took him and I fucking bought him a couple of drinks. Or that other girl that I bought a couple of drinks. I can't fucking take care of 12 people.
You didn't buy anyone drinks.
Wind her up.
Promises to everyone, and you did nothing. You did nothing.
That'd be great. Thank you so much.
Thanks for what? Fucking us over with a bill that would have been a third of the price of the place we normally go to? Whatever, dude. You are so fucking delusional, it's just irrelevant.
Take you down and have a good time. I offer you dinner and you smack me in the face like this? Get the fuck out of here.
I smack you in the face. Oh, I'm sorry, because when you called in earlier, I believe your excuse was, oh, I offered to buy Tracy dinner, but she didn't want to eat, so I was all settled up with what I had to do. You're fucking cheap white trash, and I'm so not interested in anything else you have to fucking say. And this is why everyone fucking makes jokes at your expense on a daily basis, because you're fucking white trash. Not interested.
Listen up.
Save it. Save it. You know what? Save the money on your fucking cheap phone bill, because chances are you probably can't afford to pay it anyway. You
Hold on,
cheap motherfucker.
We got some calls on this right now. Let's go to Jason in Philly. Jason.
Fucking dinner, and this is the way they
Whatever, douche. You're a fucking douche.
Jason, you're on.
Jason, you're a douche.
Jason, you're on the air.
This is the way you repay me. I take you.
What? You know what? You're just a piece of shit. Just shut. This is why everybody makes jokes at your expense. Everyone makes jokes about you behind your back because you're a wannabe and a douche. Oh, you know you're a douche. You're a fucking douche. Just shut. What? We didn't get one fucking buyback. Not one buyback. We could have got twice as drunk at the Playwright fucking Horizon down the fucking street. You disgusting piece of shit. You're white trash. You're white trash, and I'm not interested in anything you have to say. You're a white trash wannabe piece of shit, and someone who is a 7-year intern knows that they make no money. You didn't give us one fuck. I don't give a shit about Top Shelf Liquor because you had to promote some stupid fucking bar that you work at to kiss the ass of your fucking. I don't want to hear anything about promoting. You're a piece of shit and a wannabe. You're a douche. Just shut up, you douche. Shit, that takes a lot out of you.
Let's do a show.
Wow.
Yeah. I hate to interrupt.
I'm going to have a heart attack.
What's the matter?
Hey, Artie, when you were down at your wellness place, you had the nurse that gave you the enemas and stuff?
Douche, yeah.
Do you remember her name?
Enid? Yeah,
she's on the phone.
Enid's calling?
Douche. You should hear this broad, Howard. She's funny.
Enid. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, sweetheart. How are you?
Enid, when you were working, I got to ask you this.
Yeah.
So you were the woman in charge of giving Artie his colonics?
Definitely. No, not the colonics. I gave him his implants.
His wheatgrass implant.
Oh, so did you see him? Did you see his naked buttocks?
Of course I did.
Yeah, how was that?
Well, listen, honey. His butt is so clean and nice, and I didn't even know when I was there. But then I said, "Am I there?" And he said, "Oh yes, you're there."
Enid, it's got to be the toughest job. Artie aside, I mean, it's got to be the toughest job to work at a facility and put people.
No, you know, I love my job.
But to put tubes up people's asses.
I'm helping people.
What did you see come out of Artie's ass that might have interested you?
I didn't see nothing come out of his ass.
Yeah, it's not a colonic.
No, she didn't do the colonic. She did the wheatgrass.
She put wheatgrass in my ass and then told me to hold it.
And then she gave you a love.
Yes.
How did Artie accept the tube? Were you shocked at how easily he accepted the tube, or was it difficult?
Well, no, I was very pleased with how happy he was and receptive to receive the treatment.
Wow. He's doing great. I mean, he's a changed man after you put those tubes up his ass.
Yes, I'm happy to hear that.
Yes. Well,
this is the sweetest woman of all time.
How did you get into this line of work, may I ask? I mean, at first when they said to you, listen, the job calls for you to shove wheatgrass up people's ass, you probably said, look, I'm not, I got better. I'm sure when you were a little girl, you didn't imagine that would be your life's calling.
Not at all. Not at all.
What did you want to be? When you were a little girl?
When you were a little girl, what did you say you wanted to grow up to be?
I wanted to grow up to be a nurse or a teacher.
Right. A much more noble profession.
Yes.
And then how did you come to astray from that great ambition to shoving wheatgrass up Artie Lang's ass?
Well, this is the closest I could get to being a nurse.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I see. And you have a family? You have children?
Oh, I've got 6 kids and 13 grandkids.
You got a husband, or did he pass away?
Well, no, I'm divorced.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's very sad.
I want to marry Artie.
Yes, you fell in love.
She does.
Yeah.
Enid, you said you would move to New York and marry me, right?
Sure.
Enid, do you know why Artie was there? Were you involved at all at the sad saga of Artie?
Well, I didn't care about why he was there. I just wanted to treat him and make him well.
Do you know he is a slave to the drug heroin?
Well, I hear stories, but, you know, I don't listen to stories. He's a sweetheart, and I just wanted him to be well and to be able to do his job because he's very loved.
Now, didn't you come to his room to give him the wheatgrass?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, dear.
And then, so when he answers the door, he's clothed, I imagine, right? He has his clothes on.
Oh, definitely. He was always clothed.
Right. And then there comes a time where you say to him, all right, my boy, pull off your pants. Is that correct?
Oh, definitely. I said, come on, my boy, get your pants off, get in this robe, and put the robe on backwards so that I can just deal with your butt.
So you saw... So at any time, did you see Artie's testicles or penis?
No, I didn't look for it.
But when he did bend over to accept his wheatgrass enema...
Roll over, yeah.
When he rolled over, you do see some balls, right?
Nope.
You didn't see any balls or penis?
No, I just care about the butt because that's my job.
Right. And how far in the tube do you... When you give a wheatgrass enema, how far in does the tube have to go?
About 3 or 4 inches.
I see. And Artie was able to handle 3 or 4 inches into his anus?
Yes.
Yeah. Were you surprised? I mean, for a guy who's not gay, who's never had anything back there.
Well, that's why that was so hard to get into.
How long did it take you to get the tube in his ass? And did you come to find at a time that maybe you wouldn't be able to accomplish your mission?
Well, just 5 minutes.
My ass is harder to get into than like Studio 54 in the 70s.
Wow.
It's got a velvet rope around it.
Do you use wheatgrass? Do you use wheatgrass yourself on your own anus? You do. You take the wheatgrass in?
Yes, I do,
You
sometimes.
do. I see. And
How many wheatgrass enemas did Artie have?
Artie had one every day for the. I saw him Tuesday, I think, and he had one every day.
Did there come a time that you found after a couple of wheatgrass enemas that the tube went in easily, that he began to almost pucker up and enjoy it?
Well, not really, because every time, because like I said, his house is, very tight and clean.
Right.
So,
Good man.
Tight and clean. Thank you, Enid. That's all I wanted you to say.
You never saw any feces back there or fecal remnants?
No. Smell, no feces, no nothing.
Was there a lot of hair in his ass?
No.
Really?
No, it's not that bad. I cleaned up.
He was clean and nice.
When you separate the cheeks, that's got to be. I bet you there are some people, not Artie, but some people who have a smell, right? Because they're not that clean.
Definitely, but Artie didn't have any.
Right.
You love Artie.
She does.
Yes, Artie was
no,
clean.
And I'm honest. I'm telling you the truth.
Wow.
And this is what I do every day.
Howard, I'm like you with that. I scrub. I don't want. You don't want that.
You're a gentleman.
Yeah. And this woman might be the sweetest woman on the. She also was in charge of bringing me She had to bring me my apple and garlic.
Yes.
And my green drink.
Wow.
I made sure he got his apple and his garlic because I wanted his liver to be okay.
So what is it? Mostly white devils who get this treatment, or I don't think many black people go for this.
There wasn't one black patient there.
Yeah, there's no one. You don't see many black people coming through there, right?
Oh yes, definitely from all over the world.
Really?
I am from Jamaica, and there is so much Jamaicans that come here. People from all the Caribbean islands.
Let me tell you something, Enid.
As far as from Israel, Russia, Germany, trust me.
Let me tell you something, Enid. I grew up in the black community. There were very few white people where I grew up.
Who are we talking to right now?
Howard Stern, the greatest broadcaster that ever lived.
Howard,
she knows you, Howard.
You are my friend, too. I love you.
Thank you. Enid, you know, I grew up with a lot of Jamaicans and a lot of African Americans.
Yes.
And the Jamaicans are very proud people.
Definitely we are.
They work very hard.
Yes.
And there used to be terrible hatred between the African Americans and the Jamaicans, because the Jamaicans are like, we work hard. Don't call us African Americans. We are Jamaican.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly.
See, I told you, Robin.
I'm shocked.
Exactly is right. I'm telling you.
I don't know where to come up with that, but I'm not an African American. I am a Jamaican black woman.
I bet you got 5 jobs.
Boy.
Artie's 5 jobs.
Oh, she's a hustler. Like New Year's Day, I'm thinking, you know what? Maybe she had a couple of pops. She'll be 20 minutes late to put wheatgrass in my ass. Nope, right on time.
Did you feel bad, Artie? Did you feel bad for Enid at any time that like her job was putting a tube up your ass?
Howard, let me tell you something. I said this to other people. I didn't. There's times I get depressed when I wake up in the morning because I have to do the show and fly to L.A.
Yeah,
wow, right?
Right.
This woman.
I'd be depressed.
If you're feeling a little bluesy when you wake up in the morning, how do you get up the gumption to go out when you know your day involves putting a tube in my ass?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it's a nurse. Nurses are saints.
How many tubes in the ass do you deliver a day, would you say, on an average?
It's supposed to be, let me see. Sometimes I have up to 4 people.
Wow. Have you ever thrown up from the stink of the ass?
No.
Wow, you're a pro. I like women like you.
See, when you're a professional and when you like what you do and you're trying to help people, you don't have those feelings.
I love your attitude, Enid, I'll tell you.
I gave her my book.
Did you give her a tip, or you don't do that?
Oh, no.
He gave her the book.
Enid, did I give you a tip without any particulars?
Oh, sure you did, sweetheart.
Wow.
Enid got taken care of, believe me. I felt so horrible.
And Enid, let me
you're getting this nice call.
Yeah, Enid, let me understand the process. The tube goes in Artie's ass. This liquid wheatgrass is shot into his ass. How long does it take for the total? I guess they deliver it in a douchebag, right? Is that what it is?
Yes.
It goes into a douchebag.
It's a douchebag.
You douche.
I do it in an enema bag.
Right.
Douche.
Some people call it a douchebag, right? Yeah.
Douche.
But it's an enema bag. And so you take the enema bag, and how long does it take to fill Artie's anus with the wheatgrass juice?
How much is in there?
Yeah.
4 ounces.
4 ounces. Wow.
Oh, that's not much.
And it take, as soon as the tube gets in and I open it, it take about just a minute to get in.
Oh, so it takes a full minute to do the fill, as we say in the business.
Yes.
And then Artie has to hold it for how long?
Artie just lay down, relax on his back, and relax for maybe 5 minutes or however long you feel like he can keep it.
And hold it in so it cleanses the liver as long as possible.
Enid, do you talk him through it? In other words, you say, Artie, look, relax, hold it. Does Artie want to get rid of the water? But you say to him, listen, you got to relax, you got to hold it in. You coach him in a sense.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, and he was very, very receptive. And you see, no matter how, when I go to a guest to do this, I make them feel very comfortable.
No, she does. She's great.
He lays on his back after he lays on his side for the enema, and then he turns over on his back.
Yes, but he's covered. I make sure he's covered.
But I would think it would be harder to keep the water in your ass if I would rather be on my stomach, maybe.
No.
I see.
No, dear, no.
I see. And then he runs to the toilet, I guess, while you're there.
Well,
and
no. I'll leave him laying down till whenever he feels like he want to get up.
Wow. How long would you wait till Enid left, Artie, to expel the water? Would you do it the second she left?
Again, no, not the second she left, because, again, they tell you this is the longer it's in, it's the better for your liver.
Right.
So I'm down there. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm not going to do this and not have any results. I got up to about between 5 and 7 minutes, and then I had to go.
Good for you,
But then she, of course, didn't need to be there after that. I just had to clean up. But
Enid, Artie ate a sandwich this morning. God knows what's going to come out of him. We don't know.
Well,
I've been eating all right.
You know, I'm expecting him to come back and finish his treatment.
Yes, well, good luck to you.
Good luck waiting.
Don't hold your breath.
The Mashiach will be back before he gets there.
You know what? I paid for it. I'm going back because someone's going. I'm sending someone.
Out of all
I'm
your
sending
patients,
Jason Kaplan. That's who I'm sending.
Was there cellulite on Artie's ass? Was there a lot of fatty tissue on Artie's ass? Was there ripples and?
No. Beautiful skin, I tell you. He's got clean. Beautiful skin. Yeah, I even went shopping for clothes for him. Didn't you tell you?
No, I didn't tell you.
Oh my goodness!
I mean, I need a mommy everywhere I go. Okay, so my sister drags me down there, which was a good thing. Enid loves my sister too.
Yeah. I talked to her yesterday. She gave me the number.
Tell her I'm doing okay if you talk to her. And because we're not speaking. But so I just threw 2 shirts in a bag, and I just went down there.
Oh, my goodness.
And I needed everything, toothbrushes, everything. So Enid, after the first day, my sister brought Enid over.
Artie gets everybody working for him right off
I know.
the bat.
Everybody's always concerned with Artie.
And they get paid well.
Enid, by the way...
So Enid said, you need clothes, sweetie, for the week. And I said, all right. So she said, I'll go shopping for you. So she went to Walmart.
Hire her for your
She got me DVDs, toothbrushes. She bought me a bunch of socks. She did my laundry all week.
How did she pick your DVDs? Did you tell her what to get?
The Pink Panther.
Enid, because I have to... Enid, how are your bowel movements? Are they firm and are they regular?
I have regular bowel movement every day.
Are you raw, Edith?
Not completely.
Okay.
All right, Edith. Enid.
But I do the juice and the wheatgrass because that's very, very important.
Enid, a pleasure to speak with you, and it sounds like you're a lovely woman.
I am. And I would love to meet you. And
Anytime.
Hardy, I called Michelle, but I can't get no reply, and I need
No, I know. You're coming to she's coming to my gig.
Enid's part of the crew.
Are you coming to my gig? You know what? I'll text you this afternoon, okay, sweetie?
Yes.
And Enid, be careful. He'll have you on heroin in a week. All right.
No, you won't.
Thank you, Enid.
You're welcome.
All right.
That lady from the rehab place sounds like a catch, man.
Yeah.
Seeing your ass.
She caught my shit out of my ass. She's a great woman, and she's willing to marry me, and I'm willing to take on the price of her 13 grandkids because she raises all of them, and they're cute kids. But I love Enid, and she's a heavyset woman, but very pretty, and I'm looking forward to marrying her and having an enormous mulatto child.
All right, Lisa, there's a little rumor going around that you may be annoying, according to some website.
Oh, you mean the Am I Annoying website?
Yeah. How do you feel
that's
about
been
that?
around for a long time.
Oh, you've been aware of this?
Oh, yeah. The one thing that I do like about the website is that they have the pros and the cons listed, so it's not all that bad.
You have a lot of pros.
I do?
Yeah, I mean...
Ask Howard.
I'm just being... But what's the thing with the name? With the G?
Lisa Jew.
That's my new name.
Lisa G is to hide her ethnicity. But she shouldn't be ashamed.
Lisa, is that the real reason?
No, I told Howard.
Lisa should be proud. No, she's in radio and she was creating a persona.
It's a cool thing to do.
Now she is...
Jewy Jew.
Jewy Jew. She's not Jewy Jew, but...
Now I'm Jewy, Lisa DJ Jewy Jew.
Ronnie, you think Lisa G's annoying?
Yes.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate her?
15.
8 or 9. Doesn't mean I don't like her, but I mean, she's, she's a freaking, whiny chick.
I would say her level of annoyance varies. Some days she's a 2 or a 3, and some days she's an 8 or a 9. So I guess that makes her a 8.
10 being the worst. She is 7.5.
She's a good 7. 7. Yeah, 7, 8.
7.5.
Closer to 8.
Well, if Jason's a 10, she's an 8. Right behind him.
Is Lisa G annoying?
What? Hey, come on.
Yes or no?
You're annoying.
No, I just want to know if Lisa G is annoying.
You and Doug Goodstein with your plotting and everything.
It has nothing to do with you,
Hey, yeah, she's annoying. Okay.
Lisa G annoying?
Yeah.
No?
I go back and forth. Today, since the new year started, I haven't found her that annoying. There are times when I want to take her head and bang it against the wall, yes, but I haven't had any of those recently, so I'm trying to start the new year on the right foot. So I'm going to go with no, but a history of yes.
She likes to schmooze. She's a schmoozer. There's a big candy bowl on her desk, and that's strictly, it's like a bear trap. It's for fat people, and people with munchies. They come in, they grab the candy. And she goes, so, how you been? How you doing? Where's your mom? Where's your dad? Boom. Next thing you know, she knows your whole fucking life. Foot in a trap. You're done.
I hate how she says her name. You ever notice she doesn't say Lisa G. She says Lisa J. It says J. This fucking thing. I don't know.
That's what annoys you about her?
Yeah, that's really annoying when she goes, I'm Lisa J. It's like, stop. Stop the G when it's over.
It's G.
Yeah, G. It should be G. Lisa G.
Is Lisa G annoying?
No.
She's just very nosy. There's too many questions. I know she's a reporter, but just stupid questions.
1.5 million civilians.
Stupid long questions. Like, can't think any offhand, but if you know her, you know what I'm talking about.
Just being a stupid girl.
Yeah, just, yenta.
I also hate this new fucking thing where Lisa Lampanelli tried to coach her, so now all of a sudden she's saying cunt and pussy, and we're all supposed to be, like, shocked. It's annoying. Just stop. Go back to your old self.
Worst thing about her is when she goes to the student, she goes a big smile, she goes, guess what? We're not here to guess. I don't know. Guess what? Tell us. You're a news reporter. Tell us. Don't make us guess. Guess what? Guess who I spoke to? Guess who I saw? Guess who's having a birthday? It's not a guessing game. You're annoying me.
Is Lisa G annoying?
No. Her fucking cookies are not that good. I mean, my wife can make fucking cookies that are really good compared to hers. They're dried out. Some of them, maybe, but she's always got this exotic, weird peanut butter bullshit. It's like, just fucking make the cookie.
You know what? She plays the Jewish thing up a lot, too. She always got to let everybody know.
This is the best of the wrap-up show. A recap and behind-the-scenes look with John Hyde and Gary Dell'Abate. The best of the wrap-up show begins now.
I'm Gary Dell'Abate. On Tuesday's wrap-up show, we talked about Lisa G bothering Howard at his Katie Couric appearance, going over my head to pitch her ideas. And then we also talked about her idea to kiss Ronnie if she got enough tweets. Here's what we did.
We've got Lisa in here, at least until Gary gets here. And I know Lisa's first time being on the show in a while.
I know. Hi. Feels good to be here.
We're thrilled to have you, of course. But here's my question. So when you heard back that tape, did you think you were bugging Howard? Or do you just see it as an opportunity? Like, you don't get a lot of FaceTime with him. This is the time to sort of...
Yeah, I did have second thoughts about it because I thought, like, if that were me in the chair getting prepped for a TV show, you really have to focus and the adrenaline's going. And so that's probably the last thing you want to hear. And at the same time, he seemed very relaxed and he was having a good day. And so while I was talking to him, I didn't second guess myself until after I left.
What happened after you left?
I went, I don't know if I should have said something, but he seemed interested and he kept the conversation going.
Why do you think Gary was so upset? Do you think he sees you kind of bypassing him to get to Howard, that sort of thing, a lack of respect?
Well, I think that's what he said today. That wasn't my intention by any means. I just, like I told Howard this morning, these ideas never go away and more keep coming in. And so it was just, talking to Howard. I don't get any FaceTime with him where you guys do.
Mm-hmm. Have you always been like this idea person?
Yes.
Since like birth?
Always.
And what do you do? Do you chronicle these? Do you write them down?
Well, with this show, I haven't been able to put any of them to use because that hasn't been my role here. So they've just kept them inside. And so this has been, I feel it's a wonderful opportunity for me to get some of them come to fruition, to see them from the beginning and the idea process and then brainstorm with everyone. And that's been very exciting for me.
Do you get frustrated when your ideas don't necessarily go through? Some do, some don't, but I guess we all deal with that.
Yeah. I think any creative person will feel that way. It's just that I'm more like a little kid. I won't let go. Like, you've kids and they were little and they would say to you, Dad, I want ice cream. I want ice cream. I want ice cream. I want ice cream. So that's me.
So you're a nag, basically. That's what you just said.
I'm a little kid.
And when you go in there and you're talking with Howard, and I couldn't tell if he was he telling you nicely, don't do that to me when I'm in that situation? Or
I'm not going to again.
Okay.
No. But I would love to have FaceTime with him at least once a week. I don't.
So, I mean, you were doing the updates pretty regularly. Those have kind of stopped now with the show. I guess that was your FaceTime beforehand, right?
Well, I'm talking more about ideas. But everyone's been really great. I mean, this process working here is new for me. I co-hosted a morning show with Ed Lover and Dr. Dre, so we would have meetings and brainstorm daily. And then I came here, and that part of my job responsibility no longer existed. Mm-hmm. And so I've been really enjoying doing that again. And the brainstorming meetings, the creative meetings, I've been enjoying them so much. And I'm still new to that process here. So it was just like Sal gave me some good advice. He said, we go through a process and this is how it's done. It takes some getting used to. So I get it now. So it's still very new for me here.
Now, you've been putting off Ronnie for years now, and now today you offered up, if the tweets hit a certain amount, and I don't know what the details are, you're willing to have Ronnie make out with you. And after hearing the sex tips today or anything,
it's gross.
Have you?
I don't know what I got myself into.
I say, are you rescinding the offer now, or are you going to go through with it?
No, and the idea about me kissing him didn't pop up right away. So I know Ronnie thinks, she's got a book out. She's got to promote it. That's not what happened. We had a brainstorming meeting. I had it with Benji, mm-hmm. Yes. And we were throwing ideas around, and he said, well, let me just backtrack and say, I had this idea of engaging people on Twitter while the show was going on live. Okay, so that's what the brainstorming meeting was about.
Okay.
And then we were throwing around ideas, and then Benji said, what about you playing the violin? I went, I really suck. No, it's got to be something that has some suspense to it. And that's when I went, what about me kissing Ronnie? So it's not like I walked into the meeting with that idea.
So you'd rather make out with Ronnie than play your violin?
Yes.
Wow.
It's that suspense factor because he's, there's been that, she loves me, and I go, no, I know I don't, and then he won't let it be. So I thought, well, okay, let's see what happens.
Do you think it's a tease in a way with Ronnie, because he's confessed he's been into you for a while? He's more than happy to...
No, he says he thinks I'm into him. That I want him.
What's the truth?
That I think he's fun. I think he looks great for his age. I think, God bless him. He's got a girlfriend 30 years younger than he is. And so, I get a kick out of him. But no, I don't want to have sex with him.
You also have heard where that mouth's been after hearing some of these tips.
Oh, my God. That wasn't a good thing for me to hear today. All of them in a row.
Do you find them sort of intriguing? Do you think, or you just think he's out of his mind when you hear all those?
No, I think there's a. It's fascinating working here with so many men that you see how their minds work, and he's not unlike many men who think I'm the greatest. I don't care if I'm fat. I don't care if I'm old. I can get any chick. It's like, God bless them. Women are, oh my God, I've got one little thing of cellulite. I'm fat. My pants don't fit. I'm not going out. I don't have mascara. We are crazy. Mm-hmm. And yet you hear guys go, hey, I can get her. No, you can't, but God bless them. They have a healthy ego.
Well, look, ultimately, you're agreeing to make out with him, so maybe he's onto something with that ego there.
No, look, we'll see if we can get, I think we want 10,000 tweets.
Okay.
We'll see.
Well, something tells me you're going to get him. I have a feeling the audience will come through. Tony, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey, John, how you doing? Hey, Lisa, nobody cares if you make out with Ronnie. We want to hear you play the violin. That's what the fans want. It's obvious. Well, why do we care if you make out with Ronnie? It's stupid.
Well, you're entitled to your opinion, but I don't think so.
Yeah, I disagree with you. I mean, I would love to see Ronnie make out with Lisa, and who knows how that's going to go. But I mean, I think the fans would want to hear, and you're entitled not to do it, but I think the fans would want to hear you play because you've played for so long, and I know you're saying.
Well, that's the thing, because I take my hobby seriously, and I'm not very good at it, so it's different than if, like, I said, I don't care, and so with Ronnie, I think that's more fun.
How would you characterize your violin playing as compared to, like, John Lieberman's rapping skills? Because John thinks he's a good rapper.
But he doesn't, take music classes to learn how to rap, and it's not something he's pursuing as a hobby on the side like I do. I'm in a chamber ensemble group, and, it's frustrating. I don't have the time to get better, which I know I could get better, and I would love to, but it's just not going to happen right now.
But if you're in a chamber ensemble, you have to be half decent. You can't.
Well, you audition, and then they group you according to talent.
Mm-hmm.
So there are some groups that are so great, but you know what? I give myself a lot of credit for doing it and playing, and so what are you going to do? I'm not that good.
Kevin in Montreal, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hi guys, just want to say big time start. Lisa, I was just wondering, are you kind of maybe just testing the waters too? You're going to make out with them just to see if you like it or not, then maybe go a little bit farther? Because the thing with the tweets, unless the number's 1 million and 2 million, I guess if you'll hit the number, you'll have to make out with them.
Well, it's just a kiss, and that's all it's going to be.
I don't know. You may get caught up in that whirlwind of lust.
Think about it. Like, the first time you kiss someone, it's not easy. Sometimes it's just not easy, right? I mean, you got to negotiate where your head's going, where the tongue's going,
Lisa,
right?
Are you talking about just like a peck?
No. It's got to be tongue.
Okay. All right, good.
That was discussed in the meeting.
Yeah, and Ronnie's a pro. I mean, I think he knows his business, so I don't think it's like you're kissing. It's like a first kiss for someone. All
right, I'll follow his lead.
I think you're going to have to. Steve, does it surprise?
Oh my God!
Does it surprise you that Lisa's up for this?
I think the reaction in the back office is like, let's see what this. I think people are setting up to be disappointed. It sounds like it's her making out with Ronnie with tongue. Sounds really funny to me. We all kind of feel like it's not going to be that great. I don't know. I don't know what to think about it. But if you're making out with Ronnie,
it's me.
No. We feel like like what I just said. Like, I feel like you'll get there, you'll like stick out your tongue, and then be like, we did it, ha ha ha, and then the joke will be on us. If you're making out with Ronnie,
you know what?
That's going to be really funny.
This is going to be a stretch for me to see if I can. I hear what you're saying,
right? But if you can't do it, then it's just we just wasted a bunch of time.
Yeah. No. Look, it was my idea to try and do this,
right?
And I don't want to see it fail either. I hope we get as many tweets as we can.
Right.
Well, I remember not even back in the day, but when Artie made out with Blue Iris, and he went full bore. I mean, as did she, and they really made out. No one was really sure what was going to happen up until that point. So with Ronnie, I think you've got, knowing how Ronnie is and how much pride he takes in his abilities, you know, I think you've got a lot to live up to here.
But you know what I'm saying is, and I'm not pitching this, but let's say I said to Howard, "Oh, I'll make out with High Pitch Mike for blah blah blah," and then it's talked about and it's a thing and blah blah blah, and then it comes down to it, and I don't do it, or it's just like a peck or whatever, then that would be the wrong thing to do.
Well, is Lisa reeling it in or
no?
not?
No, not at all.
Can he cup your ass? Can he cup your ass?
No, Howard said that's not what it's
I'm
about.
not talking about Howard. I'm talking about you.
No, it's a kiss. It's a kiss.
But what do we define what a kiss is yet?
She said it's with tongue. They're going to make out. And
can I put a time limit, or can I say it's got to be at least 15, 30 seconds? Like it's going to be a making out kiss.
Yeah, I'd say so, right?
All
yeah.
right.
Does it surprise you that she's game for this?
Yes and no.
Ooh.
It surprises me that she's game for this, but I know she's selling a book.
Oh, come on.
Come on yourself.
But first of all, you weren't in that meeting. I wasn't the one to bring up my name first. Benji, we discussed this before you got here. Benji was the one.
But why now? And here's the thing. Somebody had the greatest joke about you in the office. Lisa won't agree to play the violin on the talent show, but she'll make out with Ronnie.
I explained that because I take my hobby more seriously, and so this seems like more fun. And the timing of it is interesting. I can understand how you would say that, but the Weather Channel just did this promotion, and that's how I got the idea to integrate Twitter uses while our show was going on live.
So what were some of the ideas that you had that didn't make it before they got to you making out with Ronnie?
I don't remember, but I came up with the kiss when Benji said, "What about you playing violin?" And then that's when it was like, "Oh, okay, let's see, how can I get involved with this?"
The best part of this is nobody's even bothered to ask Ronnie if he has to ask his girlfriend.
Yeah, well,
not even up for discussion.
I mean, yeah, well,
wait, okay, how many
They've
Twitter
an
followers?
open.
Ronnie already said that if it was Lisa G, he got the okay, so that's cleared.
And so how many tweets do you think we could get?
I don't know, a couple thousand, 5,000?
Yeah.
5,000.
Why were you were angry and defensive when they played that tape of Lisa pitching Howard while he was getting ready? And Lisa already said, listening back, she's second-guessing herself, but it's also the only time she gets with him, and she's full of ideas and trying to take advantage of it.
Right, but there's a process, and,
I know.
and you're skipping ahead of the process. And here's what's interesting, too. Somebody put on my Twitter feed today, you could tell that Gary really hates Lisa. That's not the case. I'm annoyed at this particular thing. Lisa and I get along fairly well, but this does bother me. And I said, you're not the only person that does this. You know, I hate it when people go, "Did you see my idea?" I'm like, "Yes, I saw it." Now you're going to make me say I don't like it?
I'm sorry if I am.
But but there's a system. Realize, imagine if there's 50 people like you, and it isn't 50, but it could be like 15 or 10. And like if an idea goes through the process, then don't jump the line to bring it to Howard after it's already gone through the process.
Right, I understand now. And I guess because, like I was saying before you got in here, that everyone has FaceTime with Howard, and I rarely, if ever, do. And so it just seemed like he was in a good mood, and it wasn't about,
right, I understand how that works for you.
Well,
But
now I understand.
You're like, okay, for me this is really good because I have FaceTime and I can look at Howard, but I'm talking about the system.
I understand. But I was just trying to get you to be in my shoes at that very moment, which I've never done that before with him.
Okay, Ronnie's here now, so let's get back to this making out thing. And regardless of how it's come, it's come up.
It's come, all right.
I know you're up for it, but do you think Lisa beforehand said this isn't the culmination of her having the hots or anything like that? She's just doing it because she thinks it'd be good for the show. And I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Good for
Lisa.
the show. When was the last time Lisa did anything for the show? When does Lisa ever come in here?
I don't have time anymore.
Oh, come on, Lisa. You know how many times you were asked to come in here when crap was going down, and you refused to come in?
She's on a deadline.
Mo is on a deadline.
Yeah, now you got a book coming out, so now you want you got to get on and talk. I see how you posted your whatchamacallit, your tweets to your things, your book signings in New Jersey and Huntington, and then and now this comes. Now this comes up.
Well, you don't. So say no.
Out of nowhere.
So say you don't want to do it.
Yeah, but don't go under the impression that you don't want to do it, because I don't believe that for a minute. Okay, I really don't.
That I don't want to kiss you?
No, that you do.
Oh,
that you're doing it just because you're doing it for a thing for the show.
Oh, I
don't believe that for a minute.
That I really want to kiss you.
Yeah, I really believe that. I really believe that you want to see what it's like. I really do.
And what
listen, you can laugh all you want.
Yeah, That's what I love about you. That's what I was just saying before you came in here.
I heard it.
God bless you.
I heard it.
And Ronnie, what did you say? You said that if you kissed her, that would be the end, that she would just melt in your arms.
Possibly.
Uh-oh, then what?
Then whatever you want to do. I told you I have a free
Tip
pass.
number 7.
I have a free pass. I told you I have a free pass for you. Anything you want to do, I'm there.
So you think Lisa's using this situation in order to make out with you, but say, "Oh, it was a bit," not because she really wants to.
No,
make out
she
with
wants it. It works out both ways. Don't you understand? Because now all of a sudden she needs 10,000 Twitter followers. Don't ask me why.
I think we have 2 lunatics in here today.
You know what I'm saying? and then to bring me into it, that she wants to make out with me.
So
there's a million other things she could do. Don't you think?
I think that she said she would make out with you because she doesn't, but that's call me crazy. She doesn't want to.
Then why do it? She could play the violin.
It's not the same.
What do you mean it's not the same?
It's not the
People
same.
want you to play the violin.
No, they don't.
I could prove your theory right and make Lisa play the violin, but I'd much rather see her make out with you.
Fine with me.
All right.
I just want to see Lisa kiss a dude. See what
Stop
that's
it.
I think everybody wants to see that.
But there's
well, then it shouldn't be you.
But there's added flavor with it being Ronnie, of course. That tension that's there.
It'll be flavor.
Because one thinks there's tension there and the other clearly doesn't. And I don't know who's more delusional here.
It's a toss-up.
What? What? No, I said there is. What do you mean, that I don't think there's tension?
No, I'm saying Ronnie thinks this is the culmination of sexual tension that you've got for him, whereas you're saying it's not.
Well, I got it for her, too. I'm not saying I don't.
Oh, I know you're into her. You've been talking about hitting her for years.
Yeah. Look at her. Look at her. She's embarrassed. Look at her. She's
crazy.
She's blushing. I'm not crazy.
It's crazy, I said.
No, it's not crazy. You know it's true.
All right, you're on.
Ronnie, were you happy with the way the tips came out today? Everybody seemed to be pleased with those.
You know what? I heard them after they cut them up. I didn't hear them on the air. I was downstairs.
They went over well, but there was 2 confusing things. One was the fact that you're drinking urine instead of...
It's not urine. Let's get it straight.
Okay.
The other one was...
The
other one was, it sounded like you were talking about a sex tip for you said if you're with your girl or your guy, but then the rest of the tip was all about a guy. Yeah. Grab a guy's head, do this with a guy.
Listen.
You were grabbing a guy's scalp?
I'm explaining for either a guy or a girl, and I'm telling you how it feels to me from a girl. But if you're a guy, it's the same thing, except you're getting it from a guy if you're gay. And I said, "There's nothing wrong with being gay."
But none of your other sex tips involved gay. It was sort of came out of left field.
Well,
so you enjoy?
Well, you can't eat a guy's pussy.
Okay, I gotta go.
So you enjoy?
And you can't make a guy
squirt. So you enjoy?
Lisa has a deadline.
Jesus, I got a mom and come on.
So you
man.
enjoy when the guy pulls on?
Where's she going?
The roots of your hair to your scalp, Ronnie?
She can't handle it. She got a deadline.
You enjoy when a guy sort of pulls on your hair like that, or you're assuming a guy would enjoy that? I didn't really.
I didn't say yank it out of his head or her head. There's a way you're doing it.
No, you said his head.
Okay, his head.
I thought it was a confusing tip.
I said him or her. Either one. It goes for both ways.
All right, Lisa's stepped out. So
of course.
Why do you think
it's getting too hot in here for her?
Do you really think once she makes out with you, then that's going to be it? There's going to be a point of no return?
No, she's got her standards around here. You know what I'm saying? If I think things would be a lot of different if one of us didn't work here.
Do you really? You think that if you and Lisa didn't work together, you'd be a couple?
I don't know about being a couple, but I think she'd want to get hit.
Hi, it's Lisa.
And Ronnie.
And on Wednesday's wrap-up show, we both went in to talk about the famous kiss.
Go easy, baby.
But before Lisa and Ronnie get in here, because I'm sure they're on their way, I see Kevin over there. Kevin's great because he's a huge super fan of the show, so he makes the show work and the segment work when Maria is in there, which is a blessing and a curse, I think. Kevin, come over here for a sec, because when Kevin goes in there, he wants it to be great for Howard, and he's willing to reveal anything. And Maria wants the segment to be great too, but she has a different perspective than Kevin does. And I think that's how it works. Now, I've had you in here a couple times. One time you came in and you were over the moon. The last time you came in, You
I
had
was
a
rattled.
feel. You were rattled from the Derek stuff.
Rattled, and then the appearance, because I definitely reacted and went really far. But I was angry, the second one, and then afterwards I was like, oh my god, it was almost like you lose your temper, you punch a wall, and then you're staring at the broken wall. Like, oh, why'd I do that? That was the last time.
How'd you feel this time?
This time I think it was better.
Yeah.
It was fine. I think she had fun. With Maria, she's a huge Howard fan, but she's more nervous about coming on the show, whereas I'm more excited. She's really, really nervous and almost like, oh my God, why am I doing this?
She's done it so many times,
but
though.
it's so many times at this point now. And actually, I think this was a hump one.
Why do you say that?
I think because I think we found the what's the perfect bed? Is it the mama bear's bed? How you have the. I think like we found a good balance day where she definitely was put on the spot a lot. We bent her, but we didn't break her.
When she played the Truth or Dare, and she says she's no longer the queen of gross because she wouldn't follow through with the Richard thing, but I've always had the sense that she's into that stuff.
Totally into that stuff. Her favorite show is Impractical Jokers. She loves Jackass, and so I was actually really surprised that she didn't. And when I went over and felt her back, she was sweating, so she really didn't want to for whatever reason. So I think it was the smell.
Was that? Yeah, I was going to say, was that Richard's physical presence that put her off?
Actually, it was the smell, because I know that she couldn't handle that.
Now, you missed the first hour, Kevin. I don't know, you guys were in transit or whatever.
Yeah,
Did you get to hear it?
No.
Well, what happened was Lisa made good on her promise to make out with Ronnie after...
Lisa... What?
After it was proposed, Stern Show sent out a tweet about Ronnie kissing Lisa, and the number was 5,000 retweets, and it took about maybe 4 minutes to get those numbers. And you know what, Lisa? A lot of people give you a lot of crap for not following through and doing stuff for the show, and today you delivered. So kudos to you for that.
Thank you. Feels great. Just, I don't know, not so much about the kiss, the actual kiss, that's separate, just that the idea came through and it was fun.
Was
so
there any
I loved
emotion?
it.
Was there any emotion exchanged at all, or was it more of an actor's kiss? I mean,
Good question, because I did call an actress last night. Our news anchor's wife, Julie Halston, is an actress.
to do a stage kiss?
I said, yeah, how do you do it when there's no emotion involved?
That didn't look like a stage kiss to me.
Really?
It might have started off that way,
No, it was fun.
But by the end, Lisa, Ronnie was pulling back, and you weren't.
I give you way more credit. I thought for sure you were gonna lay low and not be into it. You were really into it. But did you? I have to ask you though, because every time I watch it, the only part I noticed, could you feel Ronnie's finger in the crack of your ass?
No, really. I think it's more the illusion of the dress.
No,
seriously.
it was there, believe me. But the funny part was, I think for Lisa, I don't want to speak for you, but I think for Lisa, there were a lot of things going on that she was processing, and she might not have processed that.
No,
and Ronnie's like, she didn't stop me. She wanted it.
She was seeing fireworks like on the Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
It was, it was so exciting hearing the countdown, wasn't it? I mean, I wanted 10,000.
She's
I didn't
excited,
want.
you guys.
Because
We would have had 10,000 in
see, I
another
really
4
wanted the
minutes.
10,000. I really did, but it was
Probably
fun.
have them already. You probably have them already.
Yeah, John Lieberman's been keeping up. Yeah.
Well, we'll get to Lieberman in a second because he's got a whole other take on this.
It's exciting.
But did you think you were going to be swept? I mean, by the end of the show, Robin was ready to kiss Ronnie. So did you think you were going to be so swept away?
I wasn't swept away.
It sounded like
no. So
It looks
last
like it.
night I called Julie Halston and she said, you know what? I bet you Ronnie's a great kisser. That he's going to go in slowly. His lips are going to be really soft and you will be surprised. I went, okay, let's see what happens. And sure enough, that's exactly what he did.
Well, at the beginning, when they finally decided to do it, Lisa leaned in, was ready to go, and Ronnie pushed her back, and he's like, easy, let's take it slow. But by the end of that kiss, it was Lisa who was wanting more, and I don't know if Ronnie wanted more or not, but Lisa, really, what was going through your mind, or can you not describe it as you were making out with Ronnie?
Well, what I remember thinking is, ooh, his lips are really soft. He's a good kisser. And then he started to laugh. When I talked to Julie last night, I said, what if I start laughing? But he's the one who laughed. I can't believe it was the role reversal.
Gary,
That's so funny.
Did you think this was going to happen?
No, I actually thought it was one of those things that Lisa put out there, and I thought she was going to put these parameters on it that was going to make it never happen. Like, a couple of years ago, Benji's like, Benji had this weight loss thing, but it was like sort of.
Artie was going to fuck me if I lost
something like that. Yeah.
No, if I didn't lose enough weight.
Right, but it was
no, but I would have lost enough weight.
But anyway, like I thought Lisa was going to say 100,000 tweets or something like that, and we got to 5,000, and then when it came time to do it, Lisa looked a little rattled, and I said, I wonder if she could do this, but she was a trooper, man. She was a trooper.
Now, Lisa, be honest. Has this changed the way you feel about Ronnie?
No, because I like Ronnie. I think he's hysterical, and it was fun. It was fun.
But it didn't leave you sort of wanting more?
No.
Based on his acumen? And
No.
How about this? Does it make you more open to the possibility of fooling around with Ronnie?
No.
If you had to do it again for a decent reason, would you? Like if there was a good reason to do it, we needed to recreate.
Yeah, I'm already starting to think about some things about how we could do it.
No, with Ronnie.
Yeah.
Is it how you?
Yeah, I'm starting to. I've been so busy. I said to Howard, let me start thinking about some other stuff we can do with this. Is there something else?
Well, like what? Like, give me an idea.
Second base. I told him, no. I said, put it up on YouTube. I'm starting to think, okay, so how many views do we need for me to say I'll kiss him again? That's just where I'm at right now. I haven't had a second to think more about it.
But you realize you can't kiss him again.
Yeah, you got to take it up.
Well, see, that's the thing. I think, I hear you, but
second base.
Yeah.
Would you
hand
fist
over
him?
The shirt?
Kevin.
No, what? Hand over the shirt.
Impossible.
Over the shirt. Hand over the shirt.
He comes in for a half hour and look what happens.
Would you fist Ronnie?
Oh, stop it. But I'm glad Benji's here because he was in at the beginning in that brainstorming session, and so it was a lot of fun just seeing. Right?
It was. Yeah.
Would you kiss Benji? Like for if
I wouldn't do it. I have a girlfriend.
No. Yeah.
Do you?
JD.
It's hard to tell because you haven't brought her name up in 3 months.
Elisa Jordana,
I wasn't positive
who
she was
Kevin
still,
very nicely asked me
Did you notice that he hasn't brought her name up in so long? I wasn't
I
sure.
love her, yeah.
No, I like her too. You just haven't brought her name up. I never know with you.
Benji, Ronnie has a girlfriend.
Yeah, this is show business.
Well, but I wouldn't do that. I mean, that's fine. I have no problem with
If Woody Allen called you to put you in a movie, and you had
I would not kiss Woody Allen.
And you had to kiss Scarlett Johansson, would you?
No, not in a movie.
If Woody Allen called Benji Bronk to be in my movie.
No, not when I have a girlfriend. You know what? Maybe there might be a situation where I'd do it if Woody really begged me or something. But no.
Kevin in D.C., you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey, great show. Love you guys. Two questions. One is, how do you think this changes Lisa's perception as a team player? I know that's always the rap against her, but I agree with Gary. I just didn't see this going anywhere, and I'm so impressed that she carried it through. And then the second question is, does anyone believe her when she says she doesn't find Ronnie sexually attractive either before or after this kiss? Because I just don't believe her at all.
Well, the first part, to answer the first part of your question, I said it when we started the show. Yeah, I think this changes the perception of Lisa a lot. She's been accused of not following through on stuff when it comes to being a team player and this and that. This was a big deal for her. This wasn't like a little stunt, and she did it, and she did it with gusto.
Wait,
so she
what
deserves
has she not followed through on?
No, I said she's been accused.
I know,
of
but
that.
but has there been anything she hasn't followed through on?
Yeah, that we've asked her several times to be in the we want to do a newsroom talent show. She didn't want to participate.
But
in that.
she didn't. That's
she
not
said, I don't
following
want
through is agreeing and then not going through with it.
No, we're saying not being a team player means there's things that we ask you to do that you don't want to participate in.
But the second part of the question, I think, is the one I want to discuss, which is how can that not change the way you feel about someone when there's that passionate of a kiss? I mean, all of us have been through it before. I'm sure, Kevin, the first time you kissed...
You don't watch The Bachelor? They're kissing for an hour on TV. They're not all feeling stuff. You can kiss,
Well, there's an excitement on her face, totally glowing when she's talking about it.
It's all about the idea. I get excited about the idea.
Or Lisa, honestly,
it was fun.
Is it the attention you're getting from everyone in the show? Is that what's making you glow?
It's the idea.
It's
the idea.
Kevin asked a legitimate question because I was about to go there. I think there's a huge part of today that you are embracing because of the attention.
No,
which is a part of what happened today.
I hear what you're saying. It's about the idea. If anyone knows Benji, he was in the room when this whole thing started, right? It's about
Originally, it had nothing to do with Lisa. She had the idea. It was about Howard doing things.
Yeah, it was about Twitter, getting people engaged in Twitter,
which I think is a neat thing. It's like people are touching the show through like they might be in Asia.
Well, they made something happen today.
Yeah.
The fans
There's a
made
neat
something
aspect
happen.
of that.
Lisa, what percentage of your excitement, verbal and nonverbal, would you say is the idea versus Ronnie and his sort of sexuality?
95% on the idea.
5% on Ronnie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still 5%.
Now, were you hurt when John Lieberman said there's no amount of Twitter tweets that would get him to do that?
Mm-mm.
Why?
No, not at all.
Why not? I mean, I would be hurt by that.
No, I'm not. I don't know. He's my coworker.
Hold on a second. I mean, John doesn't want to kiss her, but I mean, Lisa, do you feel the same way? Would you want to kiss John?
No, because I have a different relationship with him.
Would it take a lot more? Like, see, now I'm more interested in making you do things you don't want to do.
Oh, that's funny.
But
Because you're a good producer.
Would you, if we had the right setup, would you do that?
No. You know what? I need to digest all this stuff. I haven't had a second. I think this was great. Kind of when things are really this great, you know, Gary, you just leave it there and maybe you go on to something else.
Hey, I have an idea for you and John. Would you and John,
Here we go.
or maybe you and Ronnie, play with each other through robot hands?
See, Benji, I don't know what you're saying.
Ronnie now joining us, along with John Lieberman and Benji and Lisa. The whole idea team is here. And Ronnie, before you came in, Lisa was talking about how excited she was. We all said, clearly you've been captivated somewhat by you. And she said, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but it's really the idea and pulling off the idea, not so much the fact that it was you.
Okay, whatever. Let her say what she wants. It's
well,
fine
what do
with me.
you tell me what the truth is, though?
It's a long time coming, this whole thing.
Yeah, it is.
What does that mean?
Just what I said.
You're both sort of glowing.
because we finally got it out of the way. And now she knows how it
the
feels.
sexual tension between the two of them all these years.
Is it out of the way? Is the tension gone, or is the tension just going to build now?
No, I think it's okay.
Did it leave Did it leave you wanting more, Ronnie?
No, I have a girlfriend, man.
Yeah.
Well, you also got a free pass.
Yeah, but I would never do that to her. No way.
You wouldn't.
No.
What?
But if you broke up tomorrow with Stephanie,
what are you worried about? You can't wait for me to break up with Stephanie.
I know. We thought the next contest was that Lieberman kisses Stephanie.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Now, with all the kisses on the Stern Show,
what am I going to get out of it?
10,000 Twitter followers.
Nah, I don't need that. I got enough Twitter followers.
What do you want out of it?
I can't say.
You seem a little rattled.
I'm not allowed to say.
Ronnie,
but if I could give you that, would you do it?
Do what?
Let him kiss Stephanie.
Yeah.
So there's a prize.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's always a price for everything around here.
There's always a price, Gary. You seem a little rattled, though. You seem a little...
What do you mean rattled?
I don't know. You're not your usual confident self. I don't know if there's...
You're definitely guarded.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I can see right
Dude,
now.
I was gonna. They wouldn't let me, but I wanted to come in and give you tips on how to give her anal, man.
Oh!
I would have taken them.
Or maybe you're not so rattled. Maybe you're not so rattled.
No, there's the old Ronnie fighting back.
He's back.
The old lion.
All right, here's my issue with you, though.
Out of the cage.
So this started to really go down, and I couldn't tell if either one of you was thinking about backing out. You both went through with it, which was great, but you pulled away on the kiss, not
No,
Lisa.
I started to laugh because when I had my finger in her ass practically.
You didn't have
she
your
didn't
finger
push
in,
me.
in my
Did you
ass.
see the video?
Go watch the tape, Lisa.
It's the dress. It's the dress.
Well, yeah, the dress was pushed in. So was my finger.
I was not. I
It
would
was.
know.
Look at the replay. We slow-moed
Exactly.
Was that the move you had planned all
I
along?
was laughing because she didn't. I was expecting her either to grab my hand and push it away, or like push me back totally away from the kiss and everything. But she didn't. She just kept going.
I think she lost consciousness for a second.
I started laughing.
Now, John Lieberman, you're piping in over there. Is there jealousy? How are you feeling after this went down?
I think it was a great.
He wants to do Lisa also. To be honest,
No,
with you.
stop.
They have tension in that office. Like
By the
you
way,
wouldn't
did you
believe.
see? He said also.
Yeah, good pickup.
I want to do.
Well, I always said I would bang Lisa. That's not a secret, Kevin.
All right.
John?
He hasn't made that a secret, no. He does want to have sex with Lisa.
Well, listen
which
to
is
the
why
show,
I asked
Kevin.
the question, if he broke up tomorrow, which he answered earlier, if he broke up with Stephanie tomorrow, he would pursue Lisa. He said that.
But I'm not breaking up with Stephanie.
I know, it's a hypothetical.
Are you proud today? Like, did this today make you... Lisa is over the moon.
Let's put it this way. It came about very unexpectedly.
That's
Didn't
good.
expect it to happen today.
Right.
You know, I went in there to talk about my tips, my sex tips, and the next thing you know, I'm making out with her.
Maybe that's better. We didn't have time to
Yeah,
think about
actually,
it, right?
it was better.
Yeah, really, it was.
It was better.
3 minutes 42 seconds. That is pretty remarkable.
But they're right, because at one point Howard's like, well, let's do this tomorrow, and I'm like, no, let's do this today, because we sort of have everything in place, and I thought that giving everybody a day to think about it was not going to be healthy.
Good call.
Well, the thing what you guys came up with was a lot faster deal. The way Lisa's plan was, it would have taken probably weeks.
No, a couple hours. No, weeks.
Yeah, because it's a very slow process the way you wanted to do it.
Well, that's not
the way
how
Howard does. You know, like what he did when he came out and gave. I had 56 followers the morning I walked in there, and he gave out my Twitter address. I couldn't use my phone for 2 days because I had the notification thing on, and I didn't have to take it off. What do I know about that crap? And I couldn't touch my phone. I couldn't text. I couldn't make phone calls. The phone was actually on fire. You could feel it was burning. The battery was like, forget about it. I got 25,000 followers in a matter of hours.
Wow.
It was crazy.
To that point, YouTube can't keep up right now with the number of people clicking to view the video. It says that they're still processing views, and that's what happens when so many people. So, I mean, it's going to be in the tens of thousands of views.
Wasn't it like up to 13,000 already?
Well, no,
retweets
is 13,272, but YouTube views it's going to be in the tens of thousands because YouTube says it can't keep up with how many people are clicking right now.
Is Robin next? Because she sounded a little interested after what she saw today.
Okay.
It's a yes or no question.
Yeah, it's okay. Robin's. You know, I know Robin 27 years. Yeah.
Now I'm going to throw one.
No problem.
I'm going to throw one at you, Ronnie, because this was really kicking around today. Shirley came to me with this one. I could give you what you need.
Yeah, I would do it. He came to me already.
Michael Morales.
I'll do it.
Oh.
For what?
For what he needs. For say, plug
Mike Morales.
Hold on. Let's go back here so the audience understands what we just said. You're gonna make out with Mike Morales as you did with Lisa, same amount of time,
right?
For what we're talking about,
for plugs that he needs for something.
Yeah, right. That's how much I believe in what we do. Okay?
Strange twist.
Believe in what?
This thing that I need.
Now, is that? Would you acknowledge that's a gay act? Or is it just funny for the show, like Richard?
I think it's funny for the show, and it's something. As being a team player of the show, I would do, number one. Number two, like I said, I believe in what we do as a great thing for the show. Other people don't. And every time we do it, we're told how great it is. So,
all right, we got the idea. I believe again, there's a price.
I would do it.
Right. You would do it for the right price.
Yeah.
Do you think your finger would end up in the same place?
No.
As it did with
What if his finger ended up in your place? What if he palmed your ass?
Yeah, what would you do?
Fine.
It's only 30 seconds.
By the way, will Mike Morales do it?
Yes. He said he would.
Oh, this is totally going to happen.
So wow,
this is going to happen.
This is going down.
It's so going down.
You weren't kidding when you said it's about meeting girls, about meeting guys. That's
John,
having fun.
Yeah, exactly. It's about a lot of things.
And did you thank Lisa for being a team player? Because you're one of the main people who says she never.
Well, I thank Lisa for being a team player to benefit herself. Yes.
Wait. How's it different from what you're doing?
Well,
why when you do it, you're
like
a
I
team
said,
player?
but I've done things, Benji. I've shaved phone numbers in my back. I've done crazy.
That's not
shit.
as big of a deal to you.
No, he's done things for nothing.
But why?
Hold on,
Lisa
I'm going to answer the question.
Player,
for years, way before you were even thought of, I've done things. Okay, you weren't even around.
But why when
so
Lisa
get out of my
does it
face
for being a team
and
player?
get out of my fucking.
No, fuck you.
Get out of my
why
shit.
When Lisa does it not for being a team player? Why do you have to add?
Because
that thing?
now she's a team player all of a sudden. Okay, she hasn't been a team player for at least 8 months.
Ronnie, there's a lot of things I could
show.
ask you to do, or Howard could ask you that you wouldn't do.
Benji, I
you wouldn't do
anything
because
you
it's a big of an. What's that?
I wouldn't do anything.
But there's a lot of
you
things
asked me to
Howard
do.
would ask you to do. You would say no to because
Bullshit.
it's a big enough deal.
Bullshit. I'm going to do a fucking. I'm going to walk around with a fucking
Howard ask you to do that Michael Morales thing without what you're asking for?
I don't want him.
I got a question for Benji.
Okay.
Benji, are you defending the bit or are you defending Lisa?
Both. Your own shit.
But if you hadn't been involved in the bit, would you be?
Absolutely, I've defended stuff before.
Would you be as vocal about this particular thing?
If I had an opportunity to be too, absolutely.
Why do you feel so strongly about this?
Because it's just the way you guys characterize things. It's like.
So would you say before today?
I like the you guys.
That's right, you guys, Ronnie. You're one of the you guys.
Yeah. Would you say before today, Lisa's a team player, willing to do anything?
As much as anyone else here. As much
with
as
your girlfriend on the air?
That's
that
right.
wasn't bullshit?
That's right. That's a shit I did, Ronnie, with my girlfriend, Elisa Dudahana.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. And what did you
What did I do,
it?
Ronnie? What did I do? What did I do that pissed you off?
Didn't piss me off.
Then why are you making a big deal about it then?
I'm just pointing out a point. You're the one who's getting all fucking crazy about it.
That's right.
Well,
I think Benji called his acting coach last night.
Paul in Texas, you're on the wrap-up show. Hold on, John. Go ahead, Paul.
Hey, guys. First of all, I just want to say congratulations, Lisa, for finally getting it. I don't know, it's been 8 years, I think, with you. You finally get it. John Lieberman, it took him 1 day to get it. This guy is a huge part of the show because he got it from the very first day he worked there. Ronnie, the limo driver, ever since he started becoming Scores Man, he got it, and he's the biggest part of the show. And, Lisa, you should do this again. Just don't do it with Benji because the guy's got herpes. Bye.
Now, John asked you, Benji, if you're jealous. I don't think that's the case, but you should answer the question.
No, I'm not jealous of the kiss. It was a great show moment to be a part of.
Jealous of the attention, maybe?
Yeah, sure. But I don't know if jealous is the exact right word because it was such a happy moment. It was a fun moment. Would it be great to be in great moments like that? Yeah, it is.
I love moments. Listen, we've had moments like this in the history of the show. I remember we did something years ago where we just told all our listeners to honk their horns at a certain time on the Triborough Bridge, and everybody had their phones out. We had it up. It was crazy. I love
that. Was the best episode ever on Welcome Back, Kotter.
Excuse me?
When Horseshack had a radio show.
Yeah.
And they were going to cancel, and he had everyone. You don't remember that episode?
I don't.
Oh, it was good. You remember that one?
John, you don't remember?
Wait, what else do you? I love stories like this. What other things? I love the.
That's actually what this reminds. That's why I love this thing.
I got to tell you, even the first funeral we ever did, the very first funeral, we got to K-Rock, and Howard said, I'm going to hold a funeral for NBC. And we just talked about it on the air that morning. We had no real plan. And we got over to Rockefeller Center, and we shut the street down. We completely shut the street down. So I love when you sort of get the listeners involved and say, hey, come out and support us or help us do something. That just feels great.
Once that tweet went out, and you guys were in the studio, but in the back, it was crazy.
I know. John was trying to tell me about it. I wish I could have heard.
It was the stock market crash in reverse.
Yes.
It was in reverse. Because as soon as I said, Howard, it went live, and I was just going to go back to my desk and do what I'm doing, and then Jason starts yelling out, 100. Then he's like 300. Then he's like 500. And it was. I couldn't even tell Howard fast enough how it was going.
And we had no idea how long it was going to take, but it took 3 minutes and 42 seconds, I guess.
On Thursday's wrap-up show, we said goodbye to the great Ralph Howard. Great voice, great attitude, great guy. Probably the only person here who everyone truly likes, and he's going to be missed. And thankfully, he came down to wrap-up show and he said his goodbyes.
Now joining us is Ralph Howard, who Howard gave a nice goodbye to today. Ralph, I thought that was very sweet. And how did you feel being in there and sort of going over your time here with Howard?
It was kind of a thrill. As you may know, I have not gone into the studio just once before this.
What for? I don't remember. What were you in for?
Oh, God, went in to do some news headlines. This was very early on when we came here, and I learned a lesson.
What was that?
Not to try to make a joke.
Oh, did you make a joke and it didn't go over?
I said I wouldn't do anything like that, and as soon as I got in there, I tried to make a joke. It's a dangerous place to be.
Yes,
it is. But it was Howard gave me a wonderful send off.
You deserve it.
Well, thank you for that. But really spent a lot of time and said some wonderful things. It's really kind of great. And then Richard's very special send off to me.
Yeah, were you offended by that at all?
Oh no, I thought, how great can that be? Richard with his ass in the air and JD pouring champagne in his butt and then some caviar. Really. Who else gets a send-off like that anyplace?
John, I don't know if people really understand. Like, they were interviewing me for the news, and I said, whenever somebody dies or whenever somebody's leaving, everyone says, oh, he was a great guy. But Ralph really is a great guy. Everybody here likes him, and there is something sort of fatherly about you. You seem to care about everybody. I know that one of my favorite things is to take a tour and bring them by the newsroom. Ralph always says hello. When you hear that voice, people smile. Oh, that's the guy.
It's a few things about Ralph. One, I agree with you. It's one thing about being liked, but I think Ralph is respected by everyone here. And secondly, it's his. You hear that voice, and you just recognize, you know it, and I think there's a built-in sort of sense of awe when you're talking to Ralph, and then you get to know him, and he's a great, great guy, and one of the few people, if not the only person, I would say, where I don't think anyone here has a bad word to say about Ralph Howard.
True.
And in this place, that's next to impossible. Wouldn't you say so?
I agree.
Now, Ralph, now's the time to tell us everything that happens in the newsroom, since there's no ramifications and you're on your way out.
I think you kind of know, because everything that happens in the newsroom ends up in a news report. But we have a lot of fun in there. I mean, really, a lot of laughs.
Now, what's your relationship with Lisa? Because Lisa
I have a good relationship.
She seems to be the lightning rod in there.
Yeah, she is a lightning rod in there, and I became a little bit part of that for a while. And honestly, my wife got on me about this, and I also then I decided, well, there's enough going at her that I will try to be nice, and wanted to be nice. I mean, I wanted to not to make things miserable. She has enough people going after her.
We should also talk about one other thing. Ralph, I've always wanted to talk to you about this on the air. Can you please, for the audience, explain your insane obsession with Lana Del Rey?
Mainly to bother you.
No, he loves Lana Del Rey. He has a picture of her up on the wall.
Yeah.
And about once every 3 months, he's like, when are you booking Lana Del Rey?
Yeah, well, I was kind of teasing a little bit, but at the same time, I do like her. I find her fascinating because she's so bombed on her first big appearance in Saturday Night Live, and she does sing well when you hear some of the songs. So.
Mike in Jersey, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey, how you doing? I got a question for you. I can't believe I didn't notice it until today. The shower scene in Goodfellas, is that Ralph on the radio?
No. My voice has been in a couple of other movies, but not that one.
Which other movies? Which movies, Ralph?
One was Changing Lanes, just a time check, and I got paid for it. And then
the Ben Affleck classic.
Yeah,
Michael Douglas.
Yeah. Oh, no, he wasn't in. Was he in that?
No, Changing Lanes is Michael Douglas, isn't it? Or...
No, it's Ben Affleck and Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh,
Another Stern Show fact: Will Murray worked on that movie as well.
He did.
What did he do?
I don't know. He was like a gopher or something like that. But still.
So Will has a credit in the movie?
I don't know. You have to ask him.
Yeah, suddenly
but he worked on it.
It all comes together.
Yeah, my voice opens up the movie The Paper.
The Glenn Close, Ron Howard classic?
Yeah, that's it. And it surprised me because all of a sudden it kind of booms in. I thought it'd be a radio off in the background somewhere. And then I have a scene in a movie called Safe Passage with Susan Sarandon where I play a radio reporter, and I'm tracing her down a sidewalk as she's going into her house, screaming at her, Mrs. Fisher, trying to get her attention. And I get up to the front door, and she says, "Fuck you," and slams the door in my face. And by the way, that's the first time I think I've said the F word on the air ever. I don't know.
Oh, that's awesome.
It might be on the radio, I think. Maybe it was.
We'll pull that drop. Carol in Pennsylvania, you're on the wrap-up show.
I love you guys. Mr. Howard, it's been an honor to listen to you all these years. I was hoping you'd get around to doing a fine time before you leave the building today.
Well, nobody asked me, but why? Why should I do that?
Because I want to see what the hell you look like.
Oh, I'll bet. Well, I'm just 7 feet tall, handsome, husky. Everything you want a man to be. That's what I am. I think there will be a picture, probably, right, on the Stern Show thing at some point. So yeah, but thank you very much. Thank you.
Too, and I wish you nothing but good luck and good tidings.
And I wish the same for you.
Ralph, did you make a conscious effort not to appear on the show, like not get caught up in the mix?
Yeah, I did. I thought at least one of us would be outside. I thought it'd be just better to be the anchor guy and not be caught up with some of that. And I wasn't so I was afraid, but also I didn't know if I could handle that well because I hadn't been off the air for a couple of years. But no, I made a conscious decision not to go in.
I agree with that. I think it makes him more effective as the news anchor if he's not involved in everything.
Right. Listen, he's gone out of his way not to get involved in the gossip and the politics of this place. And so that's probably why everyone loves him, because there's nothing for him to hate you about.
Whereas John Lieberman, on the other hand, gets fully involved in it with Lisa and Shuli and everybody else.
Well, I wanted to say two things about Ralph. Number one is his work ethic is just impeccable. I mean, I've been in news a long time, not as long as Ralph, but his work ethic, just coming in, writing all of his own copy, pulling all of his own sound bites, I mean, it's amazing. And also having the sense of humor to go along with it. One thing we'll miss in the newsroom also, though, about Ralph is, and he knows where I'm going with this, is occasionally Ralph would go to voice a newscast, and we'd lose Ralph for an hour or so. and one of us would go hunting for Ralph, and every single time you would find Ralph surrounded by a number of women. And he just was a magnet for the women. There's not one woman, I would argue, in Sirius XM who hasn't had a conversation with Ralph, knows Ralph's name, because that's the kind of guy he is. I mean, he's walking around, how are you? How are you doing? What's your name? And so whenever we would, quote, lose Ralph, all we would have to do is walk a few feet, and inevitably we would find Ralph surrounded by a bevy of beautiful women. And so we'll also miss all those women coming by the newsroom to see Ralph, because Ralph got more visitors than the rest of us times 10.
So you tell
everybody wanted Ralph.
You tell me if I walked around Sirius with Ralph, it's like having a cute puppy?
It's even better than a cute puppy, because Ralph is a cute older puppy. And everybody just gravitates towards Ralph, and that's the kind of personality he has. And I'm going to miss him a ton, because the best was after hours, kind of the later part of the afternoon. Some of us were still hanging around. Then you just get to hear the Ralph stories from years ago in Chicago, or just life stories. I mean, that's what I'll miss the most.
Mm-hmm. But Ralph, even here, you could be the guy who could say, "I've seen him come and I've seen him go."
Oh yeah,
like you had Penny Crone you worked with, right?
Yes.
Who else? George Flowers.
Yes. Oh. Never mind. You want to be gracious on the way out, so we'll just skip that.
But you've seen them all.
Yeah. And by the way, just back to one thing about being the anchorman, I try to be very careful not to let people know this was a parody or any kind of joke. I try to play it very, very straight. I caught myself one time, a lilt in my voice that kind of said, "Oh, this is a joke," and I caught myself, and I think I didn't do that ever again. You know, it's part of what my job was.
But that's why it works, because the whole news department takes it very seriously.
Yeah. Speaking of a man who women just love to be around, Ronnie Munn. Ronnie, this is your week. I mean, you've been all over the place. You did your thing with Lisa. You've been giving out the sex tips. And at the end of the show today, Howard asked you if you said you were willing to kiss high-pitched Mike for the right price, but he said, well, clearly that means part of you has to be bisexual, and you got really upset, it seemed. And you said you were joking about it, but I don't think you were joking.
What do you mean?
How upset you were?
Yeah, I was upset because I like I said, I was doing it for a reason, and that's it.
But put the reason to the side.
Forget the reason. Then I wouldn't do it.
No, but put the reason to the side for a second, in the sense that, most guys would say there's no reason big enough for me to kiss another guy.
Right.
Well, this reason is big enough for me.
So
it means that much to me, okay?
I understand that.
I said that yesterday.
No. I understand that. Forget the reason for a sec, Ronnie.
I am forgetting the reason.
All right, when you talk about...
And I said I wouldn't do it otherwise.
Okay, but when you talk about wanting to kiss a guy, like make out with a guy...
I said not that I want to...
For the reason.
But I will do it.
Right. But that means that you have that tendency. You're willing to do something like that.
How does that have that tendency?
Okay, ask
now.
All right,
okay?
Gary.
Stop it.
Gary.
You're making something out of
hold
nothing.
Hold on.
All
Gary. $1 million, okay? Would you make out with high-pitched Mike for 60 seconds?
$1 million.
$1 million. Looks like we got somebody else with a tendency here.
I got $1 million. To me, it's pretty... I know you're trying to use me as an example. What was Bob's name, the comedian that passed away?
Schimmel.
Bob Schimmel used to say, I'll spend $50 on mouthwash and have a lot of money left over.
Right. Okay. So maybe that is a bad example. But my point is that, coupled with some of the other tips you've talked about before and the things you've done, makes people think, well, maybe... Look.
What do you mean the things I've done? When have I ever done anything with a guy?
Did you talk about having things in your ass? Do you talk about having the edge of the vibrator? Do you talk about...
That's sex! The fuck is wrong with you?
Talk about jerking off with another guy, even though you were separate in a way, didn't touch each other.
Dude, we're in separate beds. What Playboy magazine? We're both under the covers. We had no place else to go.
Have you ever been in a situation where another guy got involved?
No.
Okay.
Girl, yeah, maybe, but not guy.
How many girls?
Well, yeah, there was a situation, but I didn't do anything with the guy.
What do you mean?
It was two girls and me and this guy.
Right.
We had two separate motel rooms.
We've heard this story. They ran back and forth between
exactly.
the rooms.
I wasn't fucking him.
Okay.
Or making
not
out
directly.
With him. No. Well, not directly, no.
All right. What?
And no, I wouldn't eat the chick out. No, definitely not.
All right. What nice things do you have to say about Ralph Howard? It's his last day.
Ralph, they interviewed me. I think it was John did it this morning, and I have a lot of respect for Ralph. Ralph is the guy that you could walk by in the hallway,
He'll always stop and say hi. He'll ask you how you are. He's the guy that you should be asking him how he is with all his health problems that he had. And he's always worried about everybody else to see how they're doing. And he's always giving you, like, his best and compliments. And he's a great guy. I love him to death, man. He's awesome. And we always, always talked and always had good words for each other. Never a bad word.
Thank you, Ronnie.
And I wish you a lot of happiness in your retirement. I really do.
I'm going to have a great time. I had a great time here. I have a great time anywhere.
It's a class act with a great attitude.
Yeah, he's awesome.
But I love Ronnie's
and
persona.
his wife taught Lisa how to kiss me, I guess, too.
That's right.
What about me, I'm thinking,
Lisa kept talking about this phone call she had with your wife.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess your wife, who's an accomplished actress, sort of coached Lisa through it.
Yes, apparently so.
Well, thank her.
My wife's in Washington doing a play.
Well, thank her. She made the bit great.
Yeah. All right.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing today?
Freezing. Are you kidding?
It's cold, right?
Yeah.
So what brings you down to the show today?
What's bringing me down to the show today? I have a Showtime special that premiered last night. It's my first special in 9 years. I'm on Conan tonight. I'm on Howard this morning. It's my birthday tomorrow, and my book comes out on paperback tomorrow.
You're a busy man.
Yeah, and it's the first time I'm here alone, without my wife or without Jessica. So
you gonna be okay, you think?
I don't know. It's pretty scary. I usually have them to lean on.
All right, well, good luck in there today.
Oh, thanks. Thanks a lot.
Bobby Schimmel is here. He's a top comic. Everybody loves him. I think he's got a new CD out, a new DVD, because I was going through my mailbag yesterday, and I see a very big picture of Schimmel and DVD and the whole thing. I think it's a new DVD. So I think that's what he's here promoting. Also, Bob Schimmel's comedy special, Life Since Then, on Showtime. And he's got his book out. He's a busy guy. He's a working comedian. Here's the guy. This is the guy I'm talking about, Bob Schimmel. You've heard of him.
There he is.
There he is. Yeah,
Looks like Steve Jobs.
Yeah, he looks a little like Steve Jobs.
No.
A little?
Yeah, you do. Did anyone ever say, Mr. Jobs, what do you have? Do you have an iPod for me?
I wish.
What are your new ideas?
Yeah.
I know you like cupcakes, and I know it was your birthday. So.
Wow, look at this shit. Thanks, Bob.
Bob, you don't look real happy giving somebody cupcakes. You look like you're annoyed by it. But put the headphones
nice
on. We can't hear you.
You can't hear me if I don't have these on?
No, we don't. We
the
have a
microphone is in
microphone.
there.
Oh, and you don't. So I buy them, and I'm trying to do a nice thing, and then Gary goes, "What's that?" And I said, "I bought cupcakes for Artie and you guys." And he said, "Well, do you know that Artie and I have cupcakes named after ourselves at a different bakery?" So it's like I can't even get the right cupcake.
I'll tell you what. These are, first of all, I guess we do have a show bakery, but these are unbelievably expensive, fantastic cupcakes.
What are those?
They're from another bakery in town that just opened up close by us.
Yeah.
But these are amazing. Oh, wow. Thanks.
Do you think you're enabling Artie when you come in here with cupcakes? Artie is obese.
It's a nice gesture.
He's got a weight problem.
Look at this cupcake.
Yeah, that's Johnny Walker Black.
Is it really?
No.
What is that cupcake that Artie's
I think it's devil food cake.
Yeah, Howard, these
Let me see, Artie.
Crumbs is
No,
amazing.
there's enough for everybody in there. There's a dozen.
Wow.
Oh, no, there isn't. Those are Artie's.
That's Artie's portion.
Let me ask you something. Do you eat cupcakes? Because you're wasting away. What do you weigh now? Do you know?
I'm not wasting away.
You look very thin.
I've been on this press thing for
Disturbingly
days.
thin.
Disturbingly thin?
Yeah. You're a little too thin.
Okay.
Am I right, Robin?
Steve Jobs then. That's why I said it.
Yeah, you look a little like Steve Jobs. Is your health okay?
My health is terrific. Can I ever be on here without something being wrong? I mean, I walk in and now I look like Steve Jobs, like right out of the gate.
I don't mean to be petty, but it was my birthday, and Artie is eating the cupcake.
And you got Artie cupcake.
You got Artie cupcake. Artie grabbed my gift and ate it so fast.
Like you're going to fucking eat these.
I'm just saying.
And you know what? You're missing out. These are fantastic cupcakes.
Worth the extra calories.
If I wasn't paying the child support I would have bought you a guitar like McCartney did. But, I can't. So,
and I'm going to say this box
cupcakes.
cost easy $100.
McCartney didn't buy me that guitar. McCartney had the station go out and buy the guitar, and then he signed it.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so that's why I was like, maybe it's not as valuable as we think it is.
Howard, I think that what happened was that Scott Greenstein really wanted to give you a present, so he got the guitar and got McCartney to sign it.
Okay. Well, anyway, I have it hanging up. I'm very happy with it.
I mean, it is what it is. It's a guitar signed by Paul McCartney.
When Paul handed it to me, I thought he was giving me his guitar signed. You understand? Like, that would have been amazing. I don't know if I should be so blown out.
Yeah. No, still, he's
one of the Beatles. Are you kidding?
But he signed something that essentially has nothing to do with the Beatles. Right? Am I right?
Yeah. Well,
I don't mean to be petty about my gift, but I'm not sure it's
It has something to do with the Beatles because he signed it.
But what?
He never played it.
That's
but
what I mean.
He signed it. He touched it.
Howard, you're being what we call in the neighborhood a jerk off.
Am I being a jerk off?
Yeah, I mean, it's Paul McCartney gave you a signed guitar.
But it's not his guitar.
To you.
Shit, are you kidding? People would be happy if they got a business card from him. I mean,
Metallica signed a guitar to me, but it was Metallica's guitar.
Yeah.
They aren't the Beatles.
Yeah, like he's going to go, oh, Howard, here's the guitar from Shea Stadium when we first came over here.
Yeah, that's the one I want.
Yeah.
Someone I could use.
By the way, Brett Michaels told me to say hi to you. I was on a show with him yesterday, and he was going to try and get in here, but he said McCartney was here. And he was signing a guitar yesterday on the Strategy Room, but it was Guitar Hero.
I see.
Because he's the character on there.
Did you read about this kid who plays Guitar Hero? He's 15. His father got him out of school. His son now practices 10 hours a day of Guitar Hero because they think that it might work into a business. I'm not bullshitting you. I just read about this. I mean, what is that? I could see maybe the guy says, hey, my son's good on the real guitar, and I want him to be a musician.
I'm going to let him, he doesn't like school, I'm going to let him practice all the
time. I mean, would you let, your kids all went through school, right?
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of your kids, you know, Sarah Silverman, who loves you.
Oh, boy.
She attacked Jess.
Yes.
Did you hear it?
Yes, I did.
We'll try to play it and remind people, and then you could comment. If you don't mind, I'd like to know. Sarah Silverman, a very talented comedian who's a friend of mine. She came in here and she blasted Bob's daughter. And I'm going to play for you. Where is that, Gary?
It didn't blast me.
No, did not blast you, and that's most important. Where is the clip now?
Gary, page 1 in purple.
Gary, page 1 in what? Purple.
Purple.
Okay, here we go.
They write this crappy shit, you know, what a gossipy stuff about Jimmy and I in Star Magazine. That's what the Star Magazine does, whatever.
Right.
And I look at who writes it. It's fucking Robert Schimmel's daughter.
I was going to ask you about that.
She's working there.
And I'm like, what a scumbag move. I know, but like, I know that that's her job. First of all, I don't know why anyone would be, why Jessica would be proud of having a job like that. Like, what are you? You want to be a writer? That's not going to make you a writer. You're not going to graduate from there and do something, you know?
Well, that's not true. That's not true.
They're the highest paid reporters.
Reporters.
Well, whatever.
So then I go, I can't believe that Jessica would write about, like, comedians of all people. You know what I mean? Like, I'm friends with her father. I love her father. I don't know if she's angry at her father, and this is some way, I don't know, you know, what is going on, but it was totally untrue, and it was just so gross. I couldn't believe it was her. It was like it was like having, like, my own daughter, like, write something shitty, you know what I mean?
But
like,
the real thing... No, she didn't stop there. I'm going to let you comment after I finish. Let me. This is an addition.
You should try this blue cupcake.
I just think it's scumbaggy. So then, when like somebody called her on it, she was like, "Oh, I didn't even write that. That's like a colleague just used my name. That's what they do sometimes because that way the buck never stops anywhere." But you know what? She should still be held responsible for it because then maybe she'll keep someone from using her name in an article. It's so. Ugh.
But that sounds like bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, does that really happen?
They just use a colleague.
I mean, I'm bummed that Schimmel's daughter is a weasel. That's all. It's a bummer to me because I always really liked him.
Now, I love my daughter. I know you love your daughter more than anything. You're a very good father. How did you learn about this, and what do you want to say about it?
How did I learn about it? Yeah. Well, I think my email mailbox exploded.
You mean it actually physically exploded?
Yeah, I got a lot of emails and people calling up going, what is going on? And I called her up and I said, Jess, you know, what's happening? And she said, Dad, you know what? I don't tell you what to do. Don't tell me what to do. This is my job. She said, I wrote this article like 4 months ago. Why she would bring it up that much later? She said, is she harboring that for that long? And I said, you know what? I don't want to be in the middle of it. I love Sarah. I think she's really funny.
Right.
You know, I don't get in the middle of people's things. And, you know, you should. Why didn't you think of me when you do that? And she said, why? You don't think of me when you talk about my shit when you're on Howard. You tell my whole life on there.
I see. Right. So do you think in a way she was giving you a dig, your daughter?
No, I think she was doing her job. That they wanted her to. I mean, she was asking if I knew anything about why they broke up, and I said I wouldn't. I don't know anything.
Right.
And I wouldn't ask anybody.
I don't even remember what the article was. Why did she say they broke up?
She was I don't know. I think it said something about that she was depressed that they broke up, or nothing really crazy. It wasn't.
Wait a minute, was that the article about the fat guys?
I'm not sure. I don't
Sarah's
know.
in love with fat guys. And
Right. She was looking at fat guys on the computer, and he came in on her.
Oh, no, that's Mike Walker. No, yeah, that wasn't.
It's hard because, you want to see your daughter be successful. By the way, a lot of people I know come out of tabloid journalism and have done quite well.
Yeah.
Judith Reagan got her own publishing company out of that. So, I mean, you don't know. So it's a tough one for you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So have you seen Sarah since her comments?
No, I haven't. And not intentionally. We just haven't crossed paths.
Right.
But,
do you think she's going to unload on you when she sees you?
She probably would bring it up.
Did you say to your daughter, listen, for my sake, please no more articles about Sarah Silverman or any of my friends?
Sounds like Jess doesn't want to hear that.
Yeah, she doesn't want to hear it, but I said, do me a favor and just, there are other people to talk about than comedians.
A comedian embargo.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why she would do that, but you know what? She's my kid, but I'm not my daughter's keeper. I didn't tell her to do that. I can't bail her out of it.
Strong words. Weasel.
Weasel's better than the C word.
Well, that's one way to look at it.
By the way, I got to tell you, I have to tell you something.
Yeah.
New Year's Eve.
What is going on New Year's Eve?
New Year's Eve, Melissa fell asleep around 9:30. We've been together for what, like 8 years, 9 years?
This is your wife.
I've never, yes. For some reason, I don't know why, I've never gotten laid on New Year's Eve. She's gotten her period every time while the ball's dropping.
Aren't you usually working too, Bob, though? Do you usually work New Year's?
But I was home this time because I thought, maybe I could do it once before I leave this earth. And
yeah, good idea.
She's asleep. So I go out to Albertsons to pick up some stuff, and I'm in the car, and I look at my watch, and it's 1 minute to 12.
Right.
So I just put on the radio, and I say, you know what? I'm going to be in the parking lot. It's going to be New Year's Eve, and then I'll just drive back home. I'm like 2 blocks away. All of a sudden, 2 cop cars swarm in on me.
Wow.
Lights on.
Scary.
The speaker, put your hands on the dashboard. Wow. And they walk over, with their hands on the sides. What are you doing out here? I said, I just went shopping. And they said, on New Year's Eve, at midnight, you're in an Albertsons parking lot. Do you have any dope on you? Can we? And I said, no. And the guy goes, give me your license or registration. And I'm like, oh, fuck me.
Hi.
They walk away, and then the guy comes back, and he goes, Robert Schimmel. He goes, did I hear you on Howard Stern with your daughter? And I said, yeah. He goes, get the fuck out of here. And that was it. Let me go. So you saved me.
That's it. And so you missed fucking your wife on New Year's Eve. Why didn't you fuck the cashier at that place? That's what I would
he's not really my type.
You didn't like that guy?
Yeah, no.
Are you doing all right?
I'm doing great.
I see you very, very thin. Robin sees you
no,
as thin.
I'm
trying.
Yeah. I'm trying.
I think he looks the same. I mean, he's always he's a thin guy, but I don't think he looks any
Are you eating enough? Do you get enough food?
Yeah.
You do?
You're really helping me tremendously here.
I'm not helping
that's what
at all.
people want to hear.
For all the people in L.A. that are going to hear this later, wow, it sounds like Schimmel's sick again. So let's cancel any plans we have.
We don't know what to say to you and Artie. We're always getting you into trouble.
That's right. Are you doing now political humor? I mean, I figured you're anti-Bush for sure, right?
Yeah.
You were, right?
Yes.
But you never got into any of that stuff, did you? You ever get into that stuff?
No, I
with the
tried a
polity?
couple of times, talking about stem cell research and those things, and gotten in a lot of trouble on stage. It's not my thing.
People don't want to hear it from you.
No, they don't.
They reject it. Why? Why can't you be political like Bill Maher or something? You don't want to be like Bill Maher? Yeah.
Probably the same reason why I can't do regular material on this show for the last 10 years, and I got to talk about how my family's falling apart. Otherwise,
Is your family falling apart?
Well, I do have to tell you that
you getting a divorce?
Everything is great now.
How you doing?
There were so many repercussions after the last time I was on. It was unbelievable.
Why? What did you do?
Well, I was on with Melissa. It was a year ago almost.
Yeah.
Okay, so remember Melissa was here. I was here in February when the book
came
out.
You were here with your wife. I remember. What could
but
you
they
do?
were
So she was sitting
having
here.
Yeah.
And then Jess came out.
Right.
And then you brought up the pottery guy and said, so what's with that guy? And I said, oh, no, that's over. Now she's fucking the yoga instructor. So the yoga instructor and the wife were listening to the show.
Oh.
And you asked her that thing about kill one, fuck one, marry one, the yoga instructor, the next door neighbor.
Right.
Okay.
I'm going to give you an F, marry, kill. The pottery guy, the yoga instructor, and your hot neighbor, the girl. You have to F one of them, you have to marry one of them, you have to kill one of them. Go ahead.
I guess Kelly would be the one that I would be with.
You'd fuck or you'd marry.
No, I guess I would marry Kelly. You know, that's so screwed up. But I don't want to. I would kill the pottery instructor.
Well, that's good.
And
you'd sleep with the yoga guy.
I guess I would sleep if it was just a one-time thing. I
so
guess
you would fuck the yoga guy.
Well,
Who's
because
probably listening right now. These people live in Calabasas. Some of them have never been to Hollywood Boulevard or Sunset.
Right.
They think this shit is real, and no, they don't see it as entertainment value. Right. And then you got neighbors that all of a sudden you're not invited to the card party or the pool party.
So you were an outcast in the neighborhood.
Have you been ostracized?
Yeah. Some people are going, please don't talk about us when you go on there.
Right. They don't want to hear it.
This is everywhere you go. Your family says it. Your neighbors say it.
Yeah, and your ex-wife says it.
My ex-wife is hitting me for so much money now.
But I thought you divorced. How could she hit you for money? I don't
They could always come back and revisit and go for more child support.
Right.
And I am giving her so much right now that literally I couldn't even afford to get divorced again.
Right.
I mean, if I went home and caught Melissa in bed with like 3 guys at the same time, basically all I could do is say, "Everyone's set with drinks and snacks and everything."
But you worked through all of this in the court. You paid. Your divorce was finalized.
Yeah, but it's not over. No, it's not.
Because your child
support is never finalized.
Wow. Aren't your kids in their 30s now? Oh, that's right.
Jessica's 30.
Right.
And we'll see if she turns 31 after this thing now today. And
at least she's supporting herself.
Yeah.
I'll
my
give her that.
daughter's Aaliyah's 18. I have a son that's 9, one that's 5, one that's 3.5.
Jesus Christ! You just do not let up on yourself, do you?
No. I think maybe your theory is right.
Yourself into this situation.
Is your how you doing with your wife though? The present wife, is she cheating?
I don't think so.
You don't know for sure.
You don't.
Whoever knows for sure.
Do you keep tabs on her? Do you ever like one of our guys, Sal, caught his wife getting text messages from a guy 143, "I love you," 143. I mean, the poor bastard is like beside himself.
No, but I did. It's kind of weird when you're on the road for like 2 weeks and you come home and the first thing your wife says is, "Nothing physical happened." I don't know what that means exactly.
Did it really deteriorate? She seems so in love with you.
No, she is in love with me. We're getting along great. We are. We're getting along great. No fucking on New Year's Eve. I didn't say ever. I mean, we did it in June.
I worry about you sometimes.
I know.
I don't want you to get so
great.
depressed that you're
I'm not
funny.
depressed.
I mean, you got to stay funny. That's the key.
I'd like to be. You're leading me into areas where I have to defend myself that I'm not dying like today, or that my kids are fucking around, and my wife. I mean, so where is the comedy?
Boy, I never heard of a wife being able to ask for more child support.
Yes.
Oh, you've heard of them reopening these cases over and over again.
Gee whiz.
Nothing physical happened. I would believe it if it was my ex-wife, because if she was a ride at Disneyland, it would be a ride you wouldn't need a seatbelt for.
Well,
I've had some of the best naps in my life laying on top of my ex-wife.
Are you saying that you think a woman is only good in bed if she moves around a lot?
Well, I'd like to, I don't want to feel like I'm impersonating a necrophiliac.
But do you think some of that could be your fault? In other words, maybe the man
Of course
she's
it's
with.
my fault.
Yeah, I mean, you get on top of her and she goes, "Oh, I don't even want to move. I mean, this is not fun."
I don't even have to get on top. All I have to do is say, "Hey, you want to do it?" And they're going, "Ugh." So it's.
Are you bad in bed?
Am I bad in bed?
Yeah.
Not when I'm by myself. I'm not. I think I'm pretty good.
It's just I hate to see you go all the waste. I mean, you're such a vital guy.
I'm not going to. I'm going to be 59 tomorrow.
Wow. Do you want to get off the road? Do you want to stop doing these comedy appearances? Are you done with it?
No. First of all, I love doing it. Second of all,
gets you out of the house.
Yeah, it gets me out of the house, and I want to be. If I keep going, I could actually literally be the last comic standing.
Right. You don't care about the TV show. You want to be the last comic standing in the world.
For real.
Yeah.
I want to be 75 and work in the Funny Bones.
Right. So, and also, when you go on the road, it gives your wife a chance to socialize with people. I would imagine, yeah. Anyway, you've got to go see Robert Schimmel's comedy special, Life Since Then, on Showtime. That's a big accolade when you can have a show on Showtime.
It's been the last hour special I did was in 2000, right before I got diagnosed.
Wow. Isn't this a lot of pressure for you? Because now, when they put it on Showtime, you have to come up with a whole new act when you travel around the country. You can no longer do that act.
Right.
Am I correct?
Yeah, you can. Yeah. I think you could do it once because people want to see you live that's only saw you on Showtime.
Right.
But the second time around, it's not like a band where you could do the best of. Then they go, "We've heard this already." I'm on Conan tonight.
Ah.
We I taped it. I'm curious to see how much it's going to actually air.
What did you do on there?
Well, they make you go through standards and practices, and you have to run the whole set.
It's a whole different set of rules on.
No, it really is,
yeah.
and they're really great to me there. But you know, standards and practices is really, really sensitive. So I was going to do this thing about me going to Puerto Vallarta and going parasailing, and that I'm standing on the beach wearing a parachute like a mental patient,
right.
And then this rope pulls me into the water and up in the air, and when I'm up there, I get diarrhea and I'm shitting on the, while I'm in the air. And they said, oh, no. You can't say mental patient.
No.
You can't say mental patient.
Wow. Yeah, you didn't
because
get up
they're afraid. No, the diarrhea thing's okay. Yeah. The mental patient, forget it.
Wow. No kid. I'm shocked by that.
Yeah. So then I get on there and, Conan says, have fun. And so I think he really means it. So I go out there. Right. And I said that my wife, we were in Maui, she wanted me to go on a 3-man sub with her. And I said, the way my life works, this guy's going to take me to the bottom of the ocean, stop the sub, and say, here's the part where one of you guys blow me or we're not going anywhere. and you don't know my wife because she'd be going, Bob, you better hurry up because we're going to miss the luau. And I didn't run that by them. And I looked at the audience and I said, I don't know if any of you have ever had sex on a submarine, but my ears were popping like there was no tomorrow. Well, I got off and they said, what? You didn't run that by us.
Right. Well, you didn't.
And I said, so? And they said, well, you're hinting that you had sex with a guy. And I said, yeah, but he wasn't a mental patient.
You are so right about this standards and practices thing. I read a thing in the paper. Will Ferrell was promoting a new movie, a play.
A play on Broadway.
And in the commercial, he says, douchebag. Uses the word douchebag. Now, I know because I've been through the mill with the word douchebag. I used to say it on the radio in Washington. Yeah. When I came to New York, they stopped me from saying douchebag. They took Will Ferrell's commercial. They pulled it off the air. No douchebag. Can't say that. And I was very shocked by that the first time it ever happened to me. I mean, what do you mean you can't say douchebag? What's a douchebag? They go, well, that's a bag where women put in
douche
in their vagina and this and that. I said, you're being a little too literal, I think.
Yeah, they really do. Because actually the beginning of the bit was that I was claustrophobic and that I can't even go on the sub at Disneyland. And that doesn't even go underwater. And I said, now they changed it, and it's like it's the Nemo ride. It's the same fucking sub from when Disney was still alive. They just have a different color fish they shake in front of the window. So there's like a line, and it says 2 hours from here. So I said, when I was running the set, I told my kid, I'm not waiting in this line. If you want to go on this ride, you better start stuttering or limping or something. Because and then he was like, Nemo. They said, no. You can't do that because somebody might call and say, hey, my kid's like that, and that's not funny.
Right. I can't believe you're still at that phase of your life where you're going to Disneyland, Nemo, all this stuff.
I have a 5-year-old and a 3.5-year-old.
You're too old for this stuff.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, of course. I'm too old for this stuff. I'm younger than you. This is too much for me to even comprehend.
When was the last time you were at Disneyland?
Never.
There you go.
Hey, so you're going on Conan. You taped it already.
Yeah.
Now, are you allowed on Kimmel now that Sarah's mad at you? I think maybe you'll be banned.
No. I got asked to be on there, and I don't think that there's a connection between that. And I don't think he connects me to Jess, just like she doesn't.
All right, let's see.
Not
because
really.
I don't know, because Sarah has it in for you and your daughter.
Not for me.
Yes, well, not for you, but indirectly, she's got to take it out on you. I think you're in big trouble.
Okay, well, what else is new?
Bob Schimmel, as I was saying, a comedy special, Life Since Then, this month on Showtime. That's a big deal. What's that, an hour?
It's an hour. Premiered last night, yeah.
The DVD of Bob's special is available at Amazon.com.
Yeah, thanks to all you pirates out there. They're releasing the DVD the same time the special comes out.
And Bob's book, Cancer on $5 a Day, is still available on paperback.
It just came out on paperback.
Right. It was available in hardcover, and now it's in paperback. And let's take a couple of phone calls. Hi, Matt. You're on the air. Bob Schimmel is here, and you're in Pasadena, California, Matt.
Yeah, I just wanted to apologize for something I said to Bob like 10 years ago.
What'd you say?
Well, I was in a comedy club. I don't remember this, Bob. It was in Rhode Island, and I'm in a wheelchair. I'm a comic. I kind of had to run to the place, and I was totally wired out of my tits. And I went in there, and I was trying to prove, I guess, that I was a comic. I had worked with Lenny Clark the night before, and he got out of doing this interview by saying he had a thing the next day with early in the morning for kids with cancer. And I go to Bob, I go, can you imagine that? Kids with cancer. Does it get any better than that? And it wasn't until the next day when I sobered up that I realized, holy shit, he was looking at me like are you an asshole or an idiot? You know, most.
What kind of thing is that? I don't even understand the story. It's crazy.
The most famous thing, if you only know one thing about Bob, is that he did this incredible bit about his kid dying of cancer.
Yeah, I know that, but
yeah, it was on this show. That's the only place I ever did it.
Yeah, but we feel very honored, by the way.
Yeah,
that Bob would do that here.
But anyway, I'm really sorry, Bob. I don't know.
All right, thank you, man.
That's okay. You know what? I didn't even remember that you did it. And I don't know what wired out of your tits means, really.
Yeah, that sounded very strange to me. And quite frankly,
from a guy.
Yeah, I don't think you really let the audience affect you when you go around the country doing these shows, do you?
No, well, I don't want people to be offended. I thought he was going to say that he was offended that I did a joke about a wheelchair and that he came over and he was in a wheelchair. But no.
I almost fell asleep during his story, quite frankly. I couldn't even believe it. So anyway.
I'll tell you who texted me, though. Taya Parker.
Taya Parker?
Penthouse Pet of the Year. I hosted the Exotic Dancer Awards when she won. So she started texting me going, I'm going to be on Howard Stern. She said, why don't you fly into New York and go on with me? And Melissa was like, no, you're not going to go on with a stripper. Every time you say we have problems, you're going to show up with her. And she texted me yesterday and said, good luck on there. She's a really nice girl.
Do you do that with your wife to make her jealous, that kind of thing?
No, because she knows that Taya would never do anything, and neither would I, because I can't afford to. I can't.
No, you can't, not with what you're paying out.
I know, like sports guys that pay less than I do.
Why is that?
Because they
rappers.
They pay less than I do.
Why did what does your lawyer say about that? Did you say to him, I know rappers who pay less?
Yeah. He said, you don't have any money to pay me to ask me any questions anymore. So this guy has like a $25,000 retainer, and then he calls me up and says, who do you like in the playoffs? And I said, is the clock running? Because they charge like crazy money just to read a letter. I mean,
it's ridiculous.
It's a nightmare once you get involved in that stuff.
And well, she's, my 18-year-old moved back in with me, so she lives with me now, and Vicky only has Jacob. And they want more money for him, where there's no way she's spending that kind of money on him.
$120 a year.
She's living with a guy.
Right.
And when I performed in Vegas last time, Jessica called me up, and she said, Mom is coming up to Vegas with her boyfriend. And I said, so? She goes, I hope you don't run into her. And I said, you know how big Vegas is, and there's a lot of people here. And Melissa was going to come up to surprise me. And Melissa and Vicky don't really get along. And if they would have wound up together in the lobby of the hotel, it would have beat the Oscar De La Hoya fight. And
why don't they get along?
Why don't they get
That's
along?
bad,
No, why? Because both of us put her in the middle.
I see.
And that's bad. They don't want to be there.
She had to choose.
So then Lee calls me up and goes, okay, this is fucked up. Now, I wasn't supposed to tell you this. Melissa's on her way up here with the kids, driving up.
Right.
And Vicky's on her way up here with the boyfriend. And I said, so what? So what? Vicky's staying at the hotel I'm performing at. And I'm coming into the lobby from press. I'm on the marquee. I'm on a billboard on the 15 freeway.
Why would she want to do that? She's angry with you. Why would she want to
I walk in, there she is with the boyfriend who I never met. This guy's living in my house. And she goes, what a surprise. It would be a surprise if you ran into me in the ladies' room at Circus, not here in the hotel that I'm working in. Why would you show up here? And then, I'm not making this shit up. You know I'm not.
I know.
And then I said, I want to meet your boyfriend because I haven't met him. He lives with you. She said, there's no reason for you to meet. And I said, yes, there is. I have a 9-year-old son that lives in the house with this guy, and I've never met him.
That's true.
So then the guy comes over. I said, I just want to tell you that Aaliyah, my daughter, and Jacob told me that you're a really nice guy and you treat them really cool, and I really appreciate that.
Right.
And he said, can I talk to you man to man? And I said, oh, why? Could one of us be a girl? And he puts his arm around me and takes me like 3 steps away, but in earshot of Vicky, and says, why don't you be a man and step up to the plate and give some more money to your wife, because we can't live on what you're sending. We can't live on what you're sending.
Wow.
And that's exactly the amount that she's asking for, is the amount he asked for in the lobby at the Monte Carlo. So then that wasn't enough.
Does he work, though? I mean, can he help out with,
Why would he? Why would he when they have Why would he when they have a Jew donkey like supporting them? So
He's busy helping to
Can you
spend.
donkey.
Can you say to the?
Spend Bob's
I hope my parents don't hear that.
Can you say to the judge, look, I don't believe they need this much money. Can you at least appeal? Can you throw yourself on the mercy of the court?
Mercy of the court?
Yeah.
I spent the night in jail when we were going through divorce. There's no mercy there. Are you kidding?
Why did you go to jail when you were going through a divorce?
Because I can't keep my mouth shut. So here's what happened. When they were trying to figure out spousal maintenance and child support, her lawyer had a chart on the wall. It was really big. And they picked the year 2000 to pick what income they were going to judge the spousal maintenance and child support on. 2000 is the year that I shot the pilot.
They have a big chart of all the money you earned on the wall.
Yes. So it says Robert Schimmel, 1999 to 2000.
Right.
That's the year I shot my HBO special. Right. I had the record deal with Warner Brothers. I shot the pilot with Fox.
They picked the best year of your career.
Yeah, and all the personal appearances. And it has that number up there. And underneath, it said Vicky Schimmel, and there was a red 0.
Right.
And her lawyer said, as you can see, Mr. Schimmel earned this amount of money in the year 2000, and Mrs. Schimmel earned nothing. And she said, what does that tell you, Your Honor? And I said, well, it tells me she should get a job because it looks she's not contributing.
Right.
I mean, her own lawyer is showing you. And
they threw you in jail for that?
Yeah.
Contempt of court.
Contempt of court. I just spend the night in there. So, and now I got to go back to a hearing, and Lee or somebody's going to go with me because they're afraid to let me go by myself because I'll get tossed again.
Why didn't your lawyer put up a big picture of your wife, what she looked like in, let's say, 1995, and then what she looks like now? And then start, if you want to start making comparisons.
That doesn't work, especially because we had a female judge.
That would suck with a female judge.
Well, I'm sorry you're going through that. I've never met your first wife. I don't know the boyfriend. They're probably lovely people.
They are.
It's just, it's a hard situation. It's a tough situation. What are you going to do?
A lot of people in show business have that story because show business, your earnings are so sporadic, and then they picked up the best year, and then
Well, it's not only that.
Have you ever had a year like that since? No. I mean, for God's sakes,
I haven't had 3 years in a row that have added up to that.
Right.
And they don't know about show business in Phoenix. That's where the divorce was. So when you tell a lawyer, wait a minute. Don't go by that number because I got an agent that gets 10%.
Right.
I got a manager that gets 15%.
And you might never have another year like that ever.
Yeah. So she said,
they're putting up before commission, gross before.
Yeah, gross. It's the gross number. So the judge goes, well, what does your agent do? Well, he procures my work and he gets 10% for that.
Right.
She said, well, then what does your manager do? And I said, well, I've been trying to figure that out for like 3 years. Then I said, I have a CPA. He charges 5%.
That's
then you have the lawyer.
Then
you have a publicist. Then you like at least 40% to the IRS. So that money is just, that's a false number up there.
Was the judge, false. Did the judge understand that or no?
No.
Did not understand that. Well, Artie, return the cupcakes. What are you doing? The guy needs food.
I'll tell you what, if I were him, I'd be lucky if I got a Danish from the corner. This is a $200 box of cupcakes.
If you were him, you'd be
That's nice to say on the air when I'm fighting to tell her I don't have the money to give her.
Well, it's a gift.
$200 cupcakes.
No, these are $1.50 tops.
Well, let me tell you something. In fact, as a treat, I'll show you how good these cupcakes are. Howard TV sped up Artie eating your cupcakes in high speed.
Oh yeah,
really?
He just
I had 2 of them.
He had 2 of them. Here, look at the screen if you can see it. There it is. And there goes Artie.
This is my favorite.
You use a napkin.
Yeah.
Well, you need a napkin.
Dainty.
What am I, an animal?
While we were doing the interview, here's what Artie was doing. All right.
Well, I don't want to. You guys are talking about serious shit.
I did an interview yesterday, a phoner with this guy that came back to see us when we did that show up in, was it Rhode Island or whatever?
Yeah.
Not the tent. With the
Chicopee, Massachusetts, like the Chinese restaurant place.
No, wherever it was, where Bill Blumenreich had the bottle of Jack Daniels or whatever is in the back, and he said I was going to buy, or Johnny Walker,
right? Jack Daniels.
He said I was going to buy you like this best one, and he goes, I don't care, I don't know the difference, and you went up there. I don't know how you walked on stage. I was convinced that I was going to be on the liver transplant list just from being in the green room with him.
Yeah, he drinks a lot.
He went up there. He's supposed to do 45. I'm supposed to do 45.
Right.
He opens with this thing about the N-word where I haven't heard it that many times in my life.
Right.
And he's just
N-word.
going and going and going and
You don't use the N-word at all in your act?
No.
No. You use foul language, though.
Yeah, I don't think it's foul language.
Right,
It's
language.
appropriate to what I'm talking about.
He's a really smart, dirty comic, Bob.
Right,
It's like,
yeah.
It's not in the
It's not
punchline.
gratuitous, right?
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah, that was Bill Blumenreich. There's a guy. I wish I had his money from comedy. Bill
Yeah,
Blumenreich.
he said you could stay at our house, and then he's complaining that he doesn't make money, and he has a Rolls Royce in the driveway. Remember that?
He picked us up in a Bentley.
Yeah.
This guy promotes comedy. You know, picked us up in a Bentley, and he goes, well, you could stay at my house because we had one gig in Cape Cod. The next gig was in, like, Chicopee, Massachusetts. He goes, you stay at my house in Cape Cod. So we're like, great. He picks us up in a $200,000 Bentley that says comedy on the license plate. And me and Bob are in the back going, we're on the wrong side of this business. He pulls up to a mansion on the ocean.
And he's singing the blues.
Go be funny, Jew donkey.
Yeah, he's singing the blues.
He had a Jew and a guinea donkey.
You're not kidding. See Robert Schimmel's comedy special, Life Since Then, on Showtime. I encourage you to see it, to see what a real master is like when he's working at his craft. And the DVD of Bob's special is available at Amazon.
That's right. That might actually get me the money to pay my wife.
I doubt it. It sounds like you got a big nut.
Bob, on the road, do you still do this? You take a suit everywhere. He's real old school. He takes a suit. He's got, you know, the tailored suit pressed and everything.
I like when a comic comes out and he wears a suit. It means he's taking his job seriously.
Oh, no, yeah.
You're in the hands of a
That's
professional.
right. I would like to see you go to that. When you lose a few pounds, you'll get a nice suit.
We need 4 of Bob's suits to go together.
Artie was so funny that night. And, you know, he toasts the audience, and that gives them the message to start sending shots up to the stage. And he doesn't want to, you know, offend anybody. So
he's a gentleman.
He just drinks them like, I mean, they were lining them up on the floor like they were lights in a runway at the airport.
He hates to offend.
Yeah.
And the DVD of Bob's special is available at Amazon.com. Bob's book, Cancer, on $5 a day. Read it. Real funny. Now available on paperback. Anything with cancer in the title is always a scream. Bob, I love you. And it's always great seeing you.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Thanks.
I hope you make the $120,000 this month. I really do. I'm pulling for you. We'll be back right after these words. The great Bob Schimmel, everyone.
Robert.
Hey, man.
How is it being back on the show?
Oh, it's great. Are you kidding? A year is too long to wait. It really is.
It is, man.
Yeah.
So you brought cupcakes for Howard's birthday, and Artie devours them.
Well, my manager called me and said, you know, Artie loves cupcakes. Bring him a cupcake. And I knew that McCartney brought a guitar in yesterday, but I can't afford a guitar. I was going to try and go to Sam Ash and get him like a guitar pick. So I just figured I'd get a dozen donuts and then they could all split them.
Make for good.
But Howard's been great for me, and but you know, in my real life, in my real world where I live, people think that everything in there is absolutely 100% the truth, and some of them don't want to be in show business.
So you had a good time today, man?
I had a great time.
Great, thanks for stopping.
First time in like 5 or 6 years that I was alone without Jessica.
Oh, really?
With me. Yeah.
It was a little different then.
Yeah.
All right.
This is the best of the wrap-up show. A recap and behind-the-scenes look with John High and Gary Dell'Abate. The best of the wrap-up show begins now.
Hey, it's Gary Dell'Abate. On Monday's wrap-up show, we talked about how Howard critiqued my appearance on Jimmy Fallon. Said I looked fat, and he loved that I used the term pieces of vinyl. Here's what happened.
Gary, something we brought up before you came in, where Howard's reaction to you having 4,000 pieces of vinyl. And Steve asked me, do I call? I say, no, I call them records. But, like, why do you think he has such a reaction to that?
I just think that's just what he picked up on today. You think that if I said I had 4,000 records, he wouldn't have made fun of that?
I don't know. That, in particular, seemed to get under his skin today.
He just wants to fuck with me.
Is pieces a term that people use, or did you just
miss
that?
People say that sometimes. It may not be. People have said that it's not ridiculous, but it's ridiculous to him. It's ridiculous to have the records.
Well, how did you feel about his critique of your appearance on Jimmy Fallon? I did notice that you didn't go in to discuss it.
No. Here's what I'll say. I got up on Saturday morning. I went to Twitter and read every imaginable insult that could be hurled at me about my teeth, about licking my lips, about what a bore I am, about how much Howard hates me. All of that. None of them said I was fat. No, so I thought that was funny that Howard goes, oh my God, he was so fat. You could see his belly hanging over. And I watch a lot of late night shows. Everybody that comes on a show does not wear a jacket. Some people don't.
Mm-hmm. So why was Howard calling you fat? Do you think he doesn't think you're fat?
I don't know what he's up to. I think this is funny. Howard's been calling a lot of people fat lately, and I sometimes wonder when Howard thinks he's fat. First of all, Howard's never been fat in 20 years, or 15 years or whatever. And he was saying today to James Franco that, he's skinny fat or whatever. But Howard will put on like 4 pounds, and in his mind, he'll be fat. And I think sometimes he obsesses and then projects. When he feels fat, everybody else is fat.
So you're saying Howard feels like he may be a little overweight, so anybody he talks to or sees is therefore overweight in his eyes?
Yeah, maybe.
Well, he's definitely been saying it to me and you and other people.
Well, anybody, yeah, everybody's overweight. Listen, in his world, overweight is, it's if you're 10 pounds underweight, you're 5 pounds overweight.
Yeah, why does he have that perspective? You're right. He's a thin, in-shape guy.
I sort of get it. He was a heavy guy for a decent chunk of his life, and then he got really skinny, and it's a fear to go back.
I've never seen this fat Howard.
Oh, he was.
I've seen the pictures from camp, and he's like skinny like a rail.
But then later on, he got fat. When I first met him, maybe he thought he was fatter than he was. I know that the story that he tells on the air all the time that really traumatizes him was that he was walking with his parka on and his whole ass filled with the parka. Somebody walked by and go, "Hey, fat ass!" And there's another one where they were at a concert. I think it was a Rolling Stones concert at RFK Stadium, and somebody yelled, "Sit down, fat ass!" And Howard was like, "I can't. Is that me?" And it was really upsetting to him.
But once he took the weight off, he hasn't gone back. I mean, he's been very strict about that. But you're right. I have noticed that he will say he's fat, and he looks anything but.
Exactly. I mean, he's in pretty amazing shape, and I don't know if I'm allowed. He's going to get older soon. He's going to be 60 in January. He's in fucking great shape. He doesn't look like anybody his age.
How did you feel doing Fallon? Like, were you thinking, what's Howard going to goof on? Or I
thought it was great. Howard said he spoke to me for like 4 or 5 minutes. I think he spoke to everybody for like 5 minutes. But again, I'm the third guest. I'm lucky to be on. I'm not expecting him to do an in-depth interview with me. He's a great guy. It's a great experience over there. They treat you like a king. And the point was to go on. Of course, we're talking about vinyl. We're promoting the show. It wasn't like I went there to talk about the Howard Stern show and hijacked it to talking about vinyl.
Well, I thought you did a good job.
And I thought I did a good job promoting the Howard Stern show. I talked about the Billy Joel interview. The Sirius XM plug got in. Thank you, John.
You're welcome.
Were you mad that here's the one thing I got a little bit of on Twitter too. Were you mad that I didn't mention you?
What do you mean?
That I didn't say, I do a show with my buddy John Hine.
No, I figured you guys discussed it before, and you're saying you're just going to talk about. No, I don't care. I mean, what are you going to do in that situation? You answer the questions.
Because there were some people like, I can see. Here's the crack between Sean and Gary. The friendship is over.
Well, I told you I was totally jealous you were doing it, but as we talked about off the air, I said, if you're going to promote the show, you have to do it.
And I wanted John to be there. It's totally easier when there's 2 of us than 1.
John, did you get to do anything?
Hold on a second.
John, did you get to do anything exciting instead?
Yeah, I got to see my daughter Emily perform in Urinetown. Oh. So while I was doing that, Gary was on with Elizabeth Mitchell.
I was hanging out with Kevin Bacon. Yeah. Myself was taking pictures with Questlove. We were having a blast.
Shauna, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hi, this is Shayna.
Oh, hi, Shayna. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Baba Booey, I love you. You are not fat. You're beautiful.
Thank you, Shayna.
You're welcome. All right, so I have a theory. First of all, I'm a Jewish girl, and Jewish parents obsess about weight. There's 2 things that you can't, the worst things that you could be are fat and not keep your house clean. And I think Howard's parents probably obsessed about it, and it's just stuck in his head.
Well, Howard's told a story on the air before of his parents sitting him down and saying, look, you're not in good shape. You have to clean up your act. You need to get thinner, and more from a health perspective, though, I think, than a viewing perspective. Would you agree, Gary?
Yes, they were doing it more for the health thing. But it's funny that you say that Jewish people are obsessed with weight, because Jews, like Italians, are also obsessed with food.
Yes, and sometimes that combination doesn't work out that
exactly.
well. As if you look at some of our staff, including myself, you can see that happen. Thank you for your call. Let's go over to Jack in Savannah. Jack, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey, guys. Hey, yeah, real quick. On that thing with Howard being obsessed with Gary's
vinyl obsession, I guess we could call it. I think it's the same principle as people that become sports encyclopedias that have absolutely no sports aptitude whatsoever to compensate for it. I think it's the same thing. Gary wishes he was a rock star, wish he was associated with the music industry, and that's his way of compensating for it. And it gets under Howard's skin. I think that's my take on it. And by the way, Michelle Shocked, that was anchored down in Anchorage, was a little minor hit. Remember that?
Yes.
Piece of shit song.
It was yeah, I remember it well, actually. Jack, here's what I would say. I always love music. I don't think I'm overcompensating, and in some strange way, I am in the music business. I get to work with musicians every day. I get to book some of the bands that I grew up loving on the show, so I actually do work in the music business.
What do you think about my theory, though, is why that's Howard's gets under his craw? Do you think it's something like that, though?
I don't know. I don't think that's it, but I would love to hear more theories.
Today, I think it was because you called it pieces. That's what got to him.
But that's something he could grab onto. I just think today he was looking to grab onto something.
No, because if you his take was you're saying it as if you're the scholar, and versus just saying, "Hey, I got a bunch of records." But you're right. He could take any angle to go after you if he wants to. All right, Jennifer in Jersey, welcome to the wrap-up show.
Hi, how are you guys?
Good.
Yeah, I understand that poking fun makes for good radio, but is there ever a time that your feelings get really hurt, Baba Booey, online, or, when you're on the air and then after the show, Howard really apologizes? Or is there ever a time where you're like, enough is enough?
Well, a lot of times enough is enough, but what are you going to do? If you would have called 6 months ago, I would say Howard has never apologized to me off the air. But I think we talked about this on the air. After the Carol Miller whooping cough incident, when Howard really just skewered me the whole day, made me feel like I had infected half of America and everything. He called me that afternoon and he said he might have gone a little far, and then I felt worse. That sometimes I wish he would do that, but then it makes me feel worse. I can't explain it.
Did you tell me that you ended up apologizing to him after he apologized to you?
Yeah, I was like, don't worry about it. But that actually, I sort of felt good because I thought that it had gone to a very dark place that day, where it was personal about what a fucking loser and asshole I am, and I was starting to fear for my job.
I like that Jennifer asked you a really sincere question about your thoughts, but refers to you as Baba Booey the whole time.
That's okay. I am Baba, but I am Baba Booey to a lot of people. I don't get offended by that.
Well, I love you. I love listening to you guys, especially after the Howard show.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Thanks for calling.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Bye-bye.
John in Michigan, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey, Gary, Baba Booey, happy birthday. A little late. Mine was March 7th.
Thank you. Happy birthday.
I wanted to say, I am a DJ, KJ, karaoke, that kind of stuff, and I want to defend on the pieces of vinyl statement. I would say I probably have 15,000 or more pieces of vinyl, but you got to break it down into 45s, 78s, 33s, different brackets from that. So I don't know why he had to give you such a reaction of hell about that, because pieces are pieces.
So,
right?
John, it would be inaccurate to call them albums because they're not all albums. They're all records, correct?
Right.
So now it includes my 78s and my 45s.
Right. Pieces of vinyl would be total vinyl, whether it's 45, 78, 33. You follow what I'm saying?
Yes.
And then you break it down in brackets from there. So him saying, when Baba Booey said, I got 5,000 pieces of vinyl, well, how many of those pieces of vinyl are 78s? How many are 45s? Yada, yada. How many individual
I will say this. It's an expression that I've been using for a long time that I probably got with the guys at the record store. And it might sound odd to some people, but I will say this. I'm certainly not trying to show off.
Okay. Thank you, John. Lee in Florida, you're on the wrap-up show. Lee, are you there?
Oh, hi. Yes, this is for Gary. I think the reason Howard picks on him so much is that he loves you so much, and part of the thing is that the whole premise of the show is they bust each other's balls.
Gary, do you agree with Lee? He picks on you because he loves you?
I would agree more if I got the love part somewhere. Like if Howard said once every 6 months, I pick on you because I love you. But I don't get the love part, so I have to. It's inferred, Howard and I are like, Howard's my hard ass dad. I just have to know he loves me without him saying it.
He has said it though from time to time. Oh, I love Bob, and then he goes through a 20-minute bit about something you do wrong, but he does say it.
Yeah, but that's like Don Rickles go, I love you, and then he insults you.
Yes,
but does he love you, or is it just something to say to soften you while he's making fun of you?
Oh, I think Howard loves you.
I do too.
But I think he loves to pick on you more.
Right.
And he knows it's entertaining for the show.
I mean, it's 99% fucking with me and 1% telling people he loves me.
Tuesday's wrap-up show, I wanted to talk about how Howard dislikes the block party and how he dislikes Gary working with John Hine on their TV show. I try to describe with Shuli that we're really not doing anything bad. We're doing something good for the show, but Howard doesn't seem to understand that. So you guys should check it out and see what happened.
Howard feels that he wasn't he wasn't overwhelmingly negative in his critique of Gary's Fallon appearance. And Gary came in swinging this morning. I thought he was definitely looking for a fight, and he got one. And I thought he handled himself okay, but Gary wouldn't leave. And it was just, pounding after pounding. So we'll see how he's holding up when he comes in here. And then when Gary left, it was Ronnie's turn for the block party. And Howard says it's a blemish and had not too kind a word to say about that. He was commenting on Lisa G's book. He was commenting on all of these other projects that people here are doing and feels that it's, you work for the Howard Stern show, and if you have any extra time, it should be spent working for this show or, doing, I guess, whatever you want to do personally, but not necessarily other projects. And Gary, it seemed like this morning you were looking for a fight when you went in there.
Well, I think I was the lightning rod. I mean, when he started first thing in the morning, what happened was he goes, geez, I never heard Pieces of Vinyl. And I said to him, I wasn't looking for a fight. I said, it's not an unheard of expression. Well, I never heard it. And so I think he was looking for a fight too. He saw me getting a little unnerved and he was baiting me.
No, I'm saying I think you were looking for a fight.
What do you mean?
I thought you were angry about the Pieces of, and his whole critique of him.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, to some degree, I called him out to just be up front. And I think that I could have gone on Jimmy Fallon with firecrackers and Roman candles spitting out of my ass and done the greatest thing in the world, and he would have found fault with it.
Did it hurt your feelings when he said he watched it only because he had to, not because he wanted to?
It didn't hurt my feelings, but it was an obvious insult. Like, it was meant to be insulting.
And Robin?
What about her?
She was piling on quite a bit this morning, I thought, with you. And
she must be working on her book.
Well, that's fair, That's
No, I mean, she's working on a book. And again, everybody here isn't created equal, but let's be upfront.
It's different rules for different people. You know that. True. And I mean, myself included, I think. And right. And you have to suffer through that sometimes, and sometimes you benefit from that. But Howard said that he felt he wasn't overwhelmingly negative in his critique of you.
I'm laughing because while you're saying this to me, you're looking at me and you're smiling.
Yeah, because he was overwhelmingly negative in his critique of you. But Robin always takes the angle that Howard's trying to help.
Right.
You learn from this sort of thing.
Right.
Do you feel like you've learned anything from this?
Well, I mean, I learned that he doesn't like us doing the show. But I mean, the whole stuff about the way I dressed, I think, again, he's just, listen, did I look phenomenal? No. Did I look horrific? No. I think it was just something he felt like picking out because he wanted to fuck with me.
Do you feel skinnier because we're on TV together and I make you look thinner?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. And several people have told me that.
Yeah, me too.
Although somebody told me that you make me look older.
People have said to me that they didn't realize how much taller I am than you.
Right. But I got one of my best friends, the guy who's best man at my wedding, he said, you got to stay away from that guy. He's making you look old. He's got black hair. You're all gray.
Well, not even all my hair. But look, you take your lumps like anything else, but our show wasn't the only thing that was picked on. He called out Lisa's book. He called out the block party. He really called out any outside project and said, you know what? When the show's not on, you should be working here. In my experience working here, and I've worked a bunch of other places, I've never seen, for the most part, people who work harder on a show. I mean, everybody here sort of obviously loves the show, but people dedicate their lives really to this show. Do you think that's a fair thing to say?
I do. And Will's come on and said, I forget the expression he uses. It's, it's not a job. It's a lifestyle. You don't go home. I don't go home at 4 p.m. and go, turning off my phone. I'm not looking at my email. I'm done for the day. That's just impossible. There's many nights that I'm doing show material, even on Sunday. Howard and I were on the phone 3 times on Sunday.
I did understand Howard's distinction, though, when the caller called in later about this. he is the boss. If he wants to do AGT, that's his call. And if he wants to make sure that we're working 24/7, that's his call also. That's what a boss does. It's a matter of how we, if we were on board for that sort of thing.
I think that there was some information that was given to us a couple of years ago that may have changed, and I think it's a discussion that I'll probably inevitably have with him off the air. But even if you listened on the air, you heard Howard say, however many years ago when he was waiting to sign the contract that we're in now, I can't sleep at night because I worry about you guys. I worry that I'm responsible for you. You guys need to figure out a future. So some people tried to figure out a future, and I think that seems to bother him. So I got to figure it out.
Craig and Madison, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey now.
Hey now.
Hi, Craig.
Hey, Gary. Due respect, if I worked for Howard, I would have kicked him in the balls by now for the way he treats you.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
All right, I know, but I'm just saying, you really put up with a lot of shit. Okay, there's no reason for these Ronnie's block parties to be canceled. Howard created the monster. He turns his employees into semi-celebrities, and then they milk it. What's wrong with that? Look at Jackie the Joke Man, all the stuff he sold. Look at Artie. Where would he be? He's on DirecTV. He's got his own show, and he's too fat to fish. Baba Booey, you wrote that stupid autobiography. You never would have been able to write that. And even Fred milked it with his band.
Well, I think let's take it back. With Artie and Jackie, they both arrived here with careers. So I think when Jackie started, he was a stand-up comedian. It may not have been a great career, and his career got dramatically better while he was here.
But he was established.
But he was established as a comedian. So his plugs were actually written into his contract, which is a whole other story we should talk about one day. And with Artie arrived here as a guy who'd already been on a network television show, and also had an established stand-up career, which also got dramatically better while he was here. So again, I think them plugging or going out doing gigs is something that you knew you hired a guy. And he does this other stuff, and you knew you were going to deal with that. I think for somebody like me who started on the show as a kid in college, it developed, and so maybe Howard feels he has a little bit more say over how that works. And he's right. Do I think that I would have sold over 100,000 books without being on the show? Who would give a shit about my story at all? Mm-hmm. Of course I'm aware of that. And even that John and I got a show, I think John and I do good on this show, and I think we do a good job on the other show. But we don't make any pretense that we would have gotten a show without being on this show.
Well, I think you draw on a distinction that we talked about last week, which is those who were born and raised, as I like to say, on the show versus those who came to the show after they did something else. And I think Howard makes a distinction in his mind about that, whether it's you or Sal or, JD, Ronnie, all these people who came here, this was their job, and then became famous, quote unquote, for being on the Howard Stern show. Whereas other people, maybe Richard, had done something else, and maybe different rules apply to everybody. But I don't think anyone here kids themselves that the success from our outside project doesn't stem off of the success of the show. If the fans of the show don't support our outside projects, then nobody's going anywhere. But
the people who kidded themselves about that are no longer here.
Right. That's right. But doing those outside projects isn't necessarily a reflection on your involvement within this show. And that's what I think is getting missed here.
I agree, but I think with Howard, it's very black or white. If you're not doing something for me, then you're doing something that's not for me. I think it's as simple as that. You're doing something that doesn't benefit me, so why are you doing it?
And he wasn't stopping. This morning, he was genuinely pissed off, said, quote, he doesn't like the outside projects, and it's got to come to a stop. And the block party took a major hit, with Ronnie, and Ronnie went in there to defend himself, of course, and didn't do a very good job. And now the block party, I'm guessing, Shuli, that the guys are thinking twice about it because Howard's saying, I really don't want you doing that sort of thing.
It's not even about thinking at this point. He's the boss. What he says goes. And if he's not happy with it, then, we're not going to continue to do it. The thing that bums me out is, A, he's never seen what we do. And I'm not saying he should come to a show. I don't even know that he would like it. But I think the picture he's painting in his mind is much, much different than what we're actually doing.
He's seen it. We've seen a telescope version of it.
Well, but that's not the show. A telescope version is not what we do, you know. And,
Right.
And so he hasn't seen it.
Right.
But that's the reality of it.
The other thing you run up against though, Shuli, is I think, like, for example, Gary and I's show is separate from this show in a way, whereas yours could be viewed as an extension of the show, like a Howard Stern show on the road.
And look, the whole block party got started based on the fact that, you know, there are people who work here that, look, we live in New York. It's expensive as hell to live out here on the East Coast. And, you know, you got to make ends meet somehow, some way. So it was put together as a goof. Did I think that, you know, a year later we'd be selling out shows across the country? Absolutely not. And it took off. And I think it took off because people are actually enjoying it. If they didn't, like you said, John, they wouldn't support it and they wouldn't buy tickets. And, you know, I don't know.
You bring up an interesting point because I was, now that we're talking really bluntly about this, I was sort of surprised when you guys first started that Howard sort of let it happen.
Right.
Because there were other things like it that he had put the squash on.
Absolutely.
You know, Stuttering John had been out in his version of this. And
we did the Killers of Comedy before the block party.
All that sort of stuff. But I think that once it became, it's weird, like if it's a, you know, John had a great move. John just hired 3 good comedians and called it Stuttering John's Comedy Show or whatever.
Stuttering John and Friends.
Stuttering John and Friends. But I think that the block party, what Ronnie up front, for whatever it is, but when it started, I was surprised that he let it go. And I think that because it was sort of this quiet little thing, he didn't really pay that much attention to it. I think when it got big, it caught his attention.
What's strange to me also is that, you know, when he's screaming how much he hates it, you know, I think back of, you know, me and Scott fighting in studio over money, or JD telling, you know, stories about getting late on the road. And, you know, it didn't seem that he had a problem with it as on the scale that he does now then.
Right. The only thing I would say is, and I think you would admit this, but others in the block party wouldn't, it has provided tons of show content.
Absolutely.
But let's not kid ourselves. That's not why you guys are doing it.
No, absolutely
I think
not.
Ronnie thinks he's doing it because it provides show content and he enjoys it.
No, Ronnie does it. I can tell you without a doubt that Ronnie does it because he loves doing it.
What does he love about it?
It's the Ronnie Mund block party.
I get it.
But I think that's what he loves about it.
He really does. He loves that there's people coming out to see, you know, his show, and he just digs it. He's completely, he was in a shell. He was like, you know, he wasn't into it at first. And once he got the bug, he's like, he's Mr. Block Party. You know, he loves doing it.
Ronnie, do you feel like the success of the block party has changed you in a way?
What are you talking about? I'm the same miserable asshole. What's the difference?
You know what I mean. Like Shuli was saying before, that you enjoy the fame of the block party, being the guy on stage, making sure everybody's having a good time.
It's fun being out there with the people. I like it. But is something wrong with that?
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it.
Clearly, he's a people person.
But my question is,
I am a people person. When I get around the fans, I'm a people person.
But my question,
ask them. They love coming to the shows.
But my question is, do you need sort of a stage and fans for it, or are you that way whether you're on stage or off? Do you know what I mean?
Well, you know how I am when I'm off, so why would you even ask the question?
Stupid question, John. Dumb question.
I know how you are with me, Ronnie. We're friends.
Yeah, we are. I hope.
But I'm saying, like,
Ronnie, can I make a point here? If Matt Lauer was interviewing a friend, and every time Matt asks a question, the guy and he goes, "You know how I am. You know me." Then the audience wouldn't get anything out of it.
But the audience knows my routine here. I mean, you know, I get my ass busted.
You understand? If John asks a question that he knows the answer to, he might think the audience needs to know the answer.
Ask the question again, John.
May I, Ronnie?
Yeah, be my guest.
No, I don't want to. I'm going to move on to a different one. After Gary was in there for a while, getting beat up pretty bad for his pieces of vinyl and Fallon and weight and everything else, Howard quickly shifted to the block party, and he played, I guess, Stephanie read. He was going to play Stephanie reading a poem.
He did play it, didn't he?
And you went right in there, and
I didn't go right in there right away. I asked Gary, "Should I go in?" And he goes, "Yeah, I think so." So I wasn't sure whether you're going to go in.
What did you think of Howard's take, calling the block party a blemish, and he's embarrassed by it? He doesn't sound like he wants it to keep going.
A pubic hair in his hamburger.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what to think anymore. So,
well, where's the confusion?
What do you mean? Where's he? I don't know anymore. I don't know. I just don't know.
What are you going to do?
Well, we're booked up till the end of the year, so I don't know if he wants to.
How much? When you say booked up, how many shows are you talking you got left?
We do
6,
one
10,
show a month.
One a month.
Okay. So
we're talking like 8-9 shows.
Will
left.
you book new shows?
I don't know what to do. Okay.
Well, Shuli,
let me ask you a question. If somebody comes to you and offers you another TV show, what are you going to do?
I got to think about it.
I got to think about it too.
And from my point of view, I just want to make sure rock solid one way or the other. If he wants it stopped, then it will stop. But
what he said today, he wants it stopped. So what do you need to hear?
I think
because I've heard different things.
I think we're getting into Greg Fitzsimmons forward territory.
What do you mean?
I don't think Howard wants to come out and say, Shuli, Ronnie, stop it.
But that's all he's been saying. So
but
I don't understand.
But he does and he doesn't say it. Like when he's on the show, he says,
and this
I
is
want
why,
this to go away, this and that. But
he said the same thing about your show. So what are you breaking my balls for?
Because our show's already taped and in the can. There's nothing we can do about it.
Well, we have tickets sold already too.
Okay, so then you're going to keep doing your live shows, and like you said, you're scheduled through the rest of the year.
Okay,
and like you said, when you said Howard did say it and didn't say it, that's why I'm asking for solid clarification, just so I know that I can tell the promoter, don't book any more shows.
If Shuli asked for solid clarification like that, Howard was going to say, I want it done. And then does it stop? Or like it would be a mistake for Shuli to ask that question.
It's a mistake if he wants to answer he wants. Because I think if you ask Howard that question, it will be no, I want it stopped. I think that's what it'll say. I took a little offense today too when Howard said, I wish I had an executive producer who could handle these things for me. But I didn't know what he wanted. He never the block party was on the road for a long time, and Howard never said to me in any way, shape, or form that he wanted it stopped. Right. I would do what he needs to have done. I would have that conversation.
And I have no problem stopping it. None at all. If that's what he wants, he is the boss. What he says goes, and it will be done.
Tom in Boston.
But how come you didn't have a problem when Scott was on it? And I don't get it.
What do you mean,
Scott tortured you?
Because when Scott was on it, every day it was another thing about the block party.
But I think when Scott was on it, it wasn't as big as it is now.
Wasn't the juggernaut.
Didn't become the force that it's become out there in the comedy world.
Okay.
Sir, you guys are drawing very well.
Yeah, I know we are. And I thought that would make him, and, say what you want. I thought that would make him happy. I thought being out there with the fans and doing this kind of stuff, they're enjoying it. I thought it was some kind of interaction with the show. I thought he might like. I thought he liked it. I thought he did. I guess he doesn't. So if he wants it over with, it's fine.
Do you feel like you're representing the show when you guys go out there?
A little bit. You don't think so?
I'm asking you.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe that's what he doesn't want.
All right. Why is he climbing all over my fucking ass when he's doing all his own shows?
I think he's got a problem with you.
I'm not climbing over anybody. Tom in Boston, you're on the wrap-up show.
John, you ask everybody what the problem is. The way I see it is Gary, Shuli, Ronnie. I think everybody there, especially those three, really worked their ass off for Howard, and it just feels like they're beaten, like they didn't do anything wrong. They're trying to make money. It's funny when someone goes to AGT and drops $15 million on a part-time job. Here these guys are just trying to make ends meet a little bit more, and I just think that sometimes Howard gets a little pompous, and I love him to death, but and these guys are like, wow, we're just trying to make money. We're not doing anything wrong. We're not cutting up the show, and here we're getting shit on. And Gary, you are his executive producer, and you let him shit on you. Every single thing you do outside that show, he shits on you. If Artie was there doing something, do you think Artie would come in and say, oh, Artie, you look like a fat fuck? He would never do that.
But we discussed
you because you let him.
We discussed not because I let him. We discussed that earlier because Artie had a career coming in, and I'm going to make a big point here right now. I'm pretty sure